Welcome to the Rocky Mountain Rumble, brought to you on IdahoSports.com. GameStreams production. Additional coverage of IdahoSports.com. It's presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealer, and, of course, the Idaho Transportation Department. Tonight, we're coming to you live from Bobcat Stadium, right here at Madison High School. Lance Taylor, Logan Green, Josh McGauley. We're going to bring you all the action here from the Rocky Mountain Rumble. One game under our belt already. Marsh Valley, just south here on I-15. And then Raymond, Alberta, Canada. And Raymond just unloaded on Marsh Valley. We expect something a little bit different out of these two teams coming up here tonight. Let's start out. We've got Desert Hills. They're your reigning 4A state champions out of the state of Utah. They're located in St. George. If you need a reference to that, St. George, further south community there on I-15 before you hit Mesquite, Nevada. And they've got 2 games under their belt so far. They always start a couple weeks before we do here, just because their playoffs last a bit longer in the state of Utah, the way that works. Coached by Solomona Tapasa. They can just call him Coach Tap. That's what they call him. They got an 0-2 start to the season. They lost to 2 6A schools. Now, remember, they're a 4A school. Lost to Bingham 34-14. Lost to 6A Lehigh 34-14. And Lehigh is your reigning 5A state champions in the state of Utah, but moved up to 6A this year. And next week, after playing here this weekend against Minico, they'll go home and start conference play with Pineview, who they are ultimately a split-off from. That'll be next week in St. George. Passing leaders on that team, Garrett Thomas Grandel, he's yet to throw a touchdown, but he has ran for 2. They will run a 2-quarterback system today. He was 9 for 21 against Bingham for 72 yards, 9 for 20 against Lehigh for 67 yards. He also averages about 19 yards on the ground for the game. One of the things you got to look at this team, that state championship team, they only returned 3 from that team last year. So this is a completely different, ball club. Titan Mason, good running back. Javian Cummings, their leading receiver. Leading tackler, sophomore, Ocean Tuufa, 6'2", 235 pounds, just a sophomore. He's got 9 tackles, 2 sacks on the season. Also, Jagger Shotwell is right behind him with 7.5 tackles per game. Last year they were 10-3, and of course the state champions over Crimson. And Crimson Cliffs, who's a conference opponent of theirs, beat them earlier in the regular season. They ended up coming back and beating them in the state championship game as well. So we look at this team to be kind of in a rebuilding stage after last year, but they're going to be big, they're going to be tough, they're going to be very athletic.
Yeah, and in Minico, on the opposite side, the Spartans played in the state semifinals last year, I should say. Lost to Bishop Kelly, but a very good squad. They're under a new head coach. Should be interesting to see how head coach Sherm Blaser, who comes over from Hawaii, previously won a state championship at CUNA. And Minico's in good hands. They've been pretty much in control of District 4 over the last couple of years here at the 4A level in Idaho.
Well, they had the opportunity to play on week 0, which was last week. They knocked off 5A Thunder Ridge 28-14. Their next game is at home against a very good Utah program, Mountain Crest, a 4A school out of the Logan area. They're in Hiram, just south of Logan there in Cache Valley. They're in the Great Basin Conference, which is Minico, Burley, Canyon Ridge, Jerome, Mountain Home, Twin Falls. Wood River also in that conference, but not for football. They've gone down to 3A for football, but they do have them in their conference for basketball. Last year, you talked about it, they were 10-2 last year. Their only loss during the regular season was a 20-21 loss at Ridgeline High School in Logan until that semifinal loss against Bishop Kelly, who went on to be defeated by Skyline in the state championship game for Skyline's 3rd in a row. 21-22, they were 9-1, going undefeated until losing to Valley View in the playoffs. Yeah. They are a team that has yet to win a state championship in football in the state of Idaho.
And it's hard to imagine. They are good at a lot of sports, right? Minico is a name you hear a lot. They make the playoffs. Football very consistently. Boys and girls basketball has also been successful. They're a great program here in the state of Idaho in all sports.
Yeah, they are. We're going to take a break here on Idaho Sports. We'll be back with the start of your ball game after this.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Magic Valley Prepcast covers every inch of District 4 activities in Idaho.
And I went out and watched Wood River play a couple days ago. This is a team that could surprise some people.
Hosted by Scott Burton, the Magic Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area.
Tell you what, your story has captivated the Idaho sporting world.
Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's go ahead and take this quick second to thank some of our local sponsors here today. The Kearney Real Estate Team. When it comes to real estate in the Mini-Cassia area and the Magic Valley in general, Kearney Real Estate Team at Keller Williams is the first and only choice. Specializing in farm and ranch, residential, and commercial, they are excited to soon be coming to the Rupert Square. The Kearney family has been part of Minico Athletics for 4 generations, and the Kearney Real Estate Team is proud to be the official real estate team of the Minico Spartans. Also, keep up with the latest news and stories of Magic Valley athletes with the Times News. Read all about every Magic Valley football squad online, including Minico, at magicvalley.com from now until August 29th, which is just a couple of days, as part of the paper's prep football tour. Don't forget to download the Magic Times News app to stay up to date with the biggest stories and sports video interviews in the Magic Valley.
Well, this should be a very good game between Minico and Thunder Ridge. We're going to see in the first part really a filling out process. I'll tell you somebody to watch for Minico. Dominic Soto. He's a senior, 6'7", 285-pound tight end. 265-pound tight end. He is a big boy. He can cause some damage.
Minico, just a tough team. I feel like District 4 teams are like this. They are just big and stocky. They are hard to – you're not going to come in and push around a team from Rupert, a team from Burley, teams like that. And he's an exact definition of that, 6'7", 265. Right.
Now, for those of you who are listening out there, the numbers on Desert Hills uniforms are literally, not figuratively, literally impossible to read from where we're at. You cannot read them. So
bear with us.
There won't be near as much of that. It'll be nice tackle things like that. What they do is they've got white uniforms, black bottoms, black helmet, but white jerseys with a light gold numbering on them. In fact, when I was down on the field speaking with Coach Tapp, you can hardly even read them down on the field. Even the officials are going to have a little bit of a hard time reading those numbers.
And if you're a Minico fan, you've watched any football around the state, CUNA. These jerseys are very reminiscent of CUNA. That's what they look like down there. But this should be fun. I'm excited for this game. When you look at the lineup of games, this one was very close to the top.
Yeah. Well, when you go back several years, Madison had some uniforms that were extremely hard to read. Even the officials had a hard time reading them, and it got to the point where the state had to get involved and says, these types of uniforms we're not using anymore because it's too tough to read. And these ones certainly fall into it. Right off the bat, Desert Hills getting out across the 20-yard line, finally brought down defensively.
That was number 33 on the return. I'm going to try my best.
That was number 33. That's Cyrus Palou, also a linebacker. Brought down by number 18, Will Nelson.
I'm going to try my best to get numbers on those jerseys.
Again, in that filling out process, we're going to see both teams probably have a fairly balanced run, pass attack, kind of see what's going to work in that scenario. Run out to the left side, good enough for a 2-yard gain before the Spartans get in. Spartans jerseys, by the way, easy to read. Kudos.
Who was that on the carry?
It was number 2.
Titan Mason.
Yeah, Titan, he's their big running back. He's had like 260 yards on the ground so far this season.
Yeah, Mason's going to be one of those running backs that we have to watch. In their 2 previous losses today, this carry, by the way, by number 10, that's Cummings, and we're going to see some of Cummings today as well, according to Coach Tapp. But, in these 2 early games, again, they came against 6A opponents, and they still put up, 2 touchdowns on each team. It's going to be one of those scenarios where we're going to see a little bit more of the same guys, I think, who have been running before. This brings up a 3rd and 8. Now the pass, and it's a great reception. Pass by Bo Wall, number 3.
Caught in traffic, Paxton Twiss with the tackle for Minico.
Ball moves out to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Thunder of Desert Hills. Once again, Desert Hills in St. George. And now met at the line, and I'll tell you what a defensive stop for Minico.
Again, that was Twiss in there again, one of the first on the tackle, and that's now 3 runs with almost no yards on the ground as Minico playing well defensively against the run.
Quite a hurry-up offense right now for Desert Hills, and the entire defense but 2 bit on the run by Wall, and finally he's brought down inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, everybody on that read option, they went with the running back on that, and there were no red jerseys here on the near side. Plenty of room to run for the quarterback from Desert Hills.
Looked like Valdez is the one that got out and brought him down. Number 8 for Minico.
Yeah, I love that read option play call right there because it was hurry up. And everyone on this field knows that Titus has had an incredible season, right? It's not like that we just know that. And that play option, that was a keeper all the way.
We have a little bit of a breakdown on the field due to an injury. We'll get back to that in just a moment as we find out what's going on. One of the benefits that Minico has coming into this ball game is Desert Hills having 2 games under their belt. They've been able to scout them. They've been able to see quite a bit of game film, which is something that the Desert Hills has not been able to do for Minico, at least not their current team. Talked to Coach Tapp down there. They did see some game film of them from last year, but it's a different team this year. It's a little bit of a different look, and I'll tell you what, it is awfully tough when a team has been able to scout you. You have not been able to scout them. However, the scouting in that situation is they went with the running back. The entire defense bit the 2 players, and so the play action worked very well for Desert Hills.
It looks like Alec Tafua, the injured player for the Thunder. He gets up and walks off with some help.
Well, hopefully it's just a stinger, and he'll be able to come back into it. Now it's Wall from the shotgun. Wall just a junior. He'll be back next year for Coach Tapp. They try the run again, and we just came off of a game where the holes were just gaping open. You're not seeing that in this game here. Of course, these two teams, in our last game, Raymond was a lot bigger than Marsh Valley. Both these teams, we would be saying, are much bigger than Raymond in a lot of aspects. And the line is very tough. 2nd and 9. Wall goes to the outside, has his receiver open, catches it, goes down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19.
Big 3rd down opportunity here for Minico to get a stop. And you talked about the run lanes not being there, and Minico is a traditional run T. For years they ran that wing T offense, and we'll see that when they get the ball. But gone is head coach Keelan McCaffrey over to Centennial, so it'll be interesting to see how Minico comes out on offense.
And we might very well see the wing T a couple times today as Wall gets the pass complete inside. Down inside the 5-yard line they go. And right now, Desert Hill's on the move. And I'll tell you, I think the thing right now that's catching Minico off guard more than anything is the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, and they're just continuing to go and they're going to see that this year in their conference. There's a couple of offenses that are going to do that.
Deion Juarez comes out of the game, 5'11", 275-pound senior. Wall with the keeper, gets in for the touchdown. And it comes early in this ball game here in the first quarter.
I really like the design of that play because they put one of their backup offensive linemen as the tailback, and it was a straight keeper the whole way.
Yeah.
Where the quarterback just kept it and ran behind basically that 7th offensive lineman, 8 offensive linemen.
Yeah, that was a very methodical move down the field by Desert Hills, and that was, of course, their best running play so far was that scramble right there. But what I like that they're doing is even though, and this extra point is good as well, even though the run isn't working well for them, they're mixing it up. They're keeping Minico honest defensively, because Minico obviously scatting them out has been gearing for that run. The passes have not been great thus far this season for Desert Hills. That has not been their strength. So the fact that they've been able to move the ball big play-wise through passing, that's a big deal for them coming into this ball game. And Wall, I thought, did an excellent job. I mean, looked very collegiate out there as he moved his team down the field.
Yeah, really well. And I don't remind me, what year is he? Is he?
Wall's just a junior.
He's just a junior. This is really impressive to see that. And him coming off, I'm sure he had a learning curve for the first couple of games this season going against those 6A teams.
Yeah, very much so. Now, coming onto the field is Minico. They'll be back for the kickoff, back deep for Minico. Number 21. Preston Craney Soner. Then we'll see what they can do under the arm of Carson Waymond. Set to start a quarterback. This one's going to go clear into the end zone. Of course, new high school rules. What goes into the end zone automatically comes out to the 20-yard line. Not to be mistaken for college, which comes out to the 25-yard line. That's right.
Hey, one more sleep till college football, boys. One more sleep.
It's here tomorrow.
Right. Yes. That's right.
So with Waymond coming in at quarterback for Minico, of course, we have our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department after every game. And for some reason, Minico was on the schedule a lot last year, and it was always his tag comes up super quick when we go to tag him online after the games.
Yeah.
Because he is always the player of the game, so he is somebody to watch out for.
Yeah, he's definitely a player to watch for. He's a senior in this program. 6'1", 205. That's a good-sized quarterback at the high school level. That's a quarterback that can usually put some hurt on some people. And right now, the best run from scrimmage so far has now gone to Minico. It's only a 4-yard variety, but the lines have been pretty stingy.
Yeah, and that was a sweep there by Hiram Garner. Came across from the far side, and he was stopped in the backfield. And he fought through a ton of trap the whole time. He never truly got away from that contact.
And he carried defenders with him. Left-hand throw put out there by Waymond. Complete out to the sideline.
Minico has got a bad taste in their mouth the way they finished the year at Bishop Kelly. They would love to rinse that out and get it done here in this game. They really got beat by that BK squad, and I know that wasn't the way they wanted to end their season.
That was Garner on the reception, brings up a 3rd and 2, long 2, short 3. Wayman from the shotgun again. We get a handoff again. It goes up the middle. Not going to pick up the first down on this one. And now you got a big decision. This is your first possession. You've already given up a touchdown. What do you do if you're a Coach Blaser in this scenario? Small gain on the play. You're about 1.5 yards away from the first down marker. Do you go for it? Do you punt it? I would punt it.
Yeah, you got to punt this. This is way too early in the game, and the way that offense moved down the field last drive for Desert Hills, you got to punt this one.
And that was sophomore Jesse Cole. First one on the hit there for Desert Hills. Big hit for him. Just a sophomore, like I said, with a big hit and brings up 4th down.
Well, this Desert Hills team is extremely young after losing all those seniors from last year. Again, only returning 3 players. That came from Coach Tapp.
Doesn't seem like they skipped a beat.
Oh.
Punt gets off. This is the best punt we've seen really today as far as air distance goes. It's going to be fielded down near the 30-yard line. Out to the 35 and breaking tackles across the 40, out to the 44-yard line, where Desert Hills will take over 1st and 10.
Thought he was going to go down around the 30 and somehow gets out of that.
It was number 33 again. That was that caught that
Cyrus
punt.
Palu.
Yeah, Cyrus. That's an athletic kid right there. And that's your middle linebacker returning that.
You notice a lot of Polynesian names on the Desert Hills roster. They always have a lot of Polynesians in their program, as St. George in general, those St. George schools. Direction inside handoff leads to a first down and the best running play of the day thus far for Desert Hills.
Yeah, just a lot of room over there on the left side, and this is something we saw in game 1, is sometimes that speed is something that you can't beat speed. When it gets out in open space, you can't beat it, and the speed gets them outside in a big first down.
Yeah, Titan Mason out there, and just, you race to that corner, and then it's who turns up first. Run again, going to pick up about 2 yards on the play down to the 39-yard line as they're on the Minico side of the field. Already with the 7-0 lead, 6:30 remaining in quarter number 1. More games, of course, coming up in the Rocky Mountain Rumble. Going to have a fun one after this as we get Skyline. That's Idaho's Skyline and Layton, followed by Highland and Utah's Skyline. Run to the outside. Once again, that's Mason. This time, can't quite get the yards that he did on his first carry of this possession. Gets to the outside, picks up a couple yards, brings up a 3rd and 6. And this is an important defensive play right here for Minico.
Yeah, the Spartans went a quick 3 and out and then gave the ball back over to Desert Hills. And, if they can get a first down here, they're going to be sitting pretty good.
Lance Taylor, Logan Green, Josh McGauley bringing you the action here on IdahoSports.com. We had trips right and a single left. And being brought down in the backfield is going to be Bo Wall. What a great defensive play.
Do you have a 3 on your Minico roster?
I do not show a 3 on Minico roster. Actually, I do have a 3 on Minico roster. Osterhout. Osterhout is number 3. Now, for Minico fans listening out there, if there's anything that you could do as a fan, tell your coach to do his roster in numerical order. It sure makes it tough on broadcasters. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to the way this roster is. And maybe he does it on purpose. You never know. As on the punt, the ball comes out, crosses the 20-yard line to the 22, where it'll be 1st and 10, Spartans. Spartans, of course, in their home red with the gold helmets, gold lettering, and for Desert Hills, they are black and gold, their colors. They got the mixed top, white top, black bottoms, and black helmet. Idaho this year for the first time, letting them do mixed tops and bottoms.
Yeah,
Really?
It should be fun to see who takes advantage of that.
Sugar already took advantage of it in week 1. Sugar Salem, that 43-0 victory over 4 a century. Quick keeper. Going to be a 7-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7 for Minico. I think Minico saw something with that hurry-up offense that Desert Hills was putting on their first possession, and they've come out here with a no-huddle offense as well.
Why not? Sometimes you have to adapt to what's going on the field, and Minico doing so there.
Well, I think Minico feels they really gave up a great opportunity on the first possession, and we're going to have a pick six. This is going to go all the way. No, he's going to be brought down inside the 2-yard line by Wayment. Wayment, but that is the most dangerous place to give up a pick, is out on that side, short pass to the side, because if that's a pick, it's almost always a pick six. I spoke too soon, and Wayment, what a gutsy play to get down defensively, and you never know. You pick a stop up here, ball's on the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he's mad at himself, and nobody's probably running as fast as him because he does not want to see that go back the other way, be on him. But that's one just a little out of the reach.
Yeah, he's going to look back on tape and see that he had his tight end wide open in the middle of the field.
Untouched into the end zone. I believe that was Grondel that came in and read that. But that might have been Riker May that they direct snapped to. Again, it's really hard to read these jerseys. Either way, it's another touchdown. Here in the first quarter, 4:49 remaining. We got the 3-yard run following the 4-yard run. I believe that was number 12, Riker May.
And Minico offside, so now we'll see what they do. Maybe they decide to go for 2 now that they're a yard and a half closer.
Half the distance to the goal. Doesn't look like right now like Coach Tapp is sending anybody on the field to make a change. So
I do it all the time in video game football, Madden or NCAA, make my defensive lineman go over and just block the kick right in front of them.
Yeah.
It always gets called, but it was fun to do.
It's the psychological damage that it does.
Yeah. Those digital characters.
Kick is up. Kick is good. So right now in the fourth quarter, 14-0 is your score. And I think for Minico, you look and you say, guys, we got nobody to blame but ourselves. We've had 2 possessions where we were moving the ball fine. We really probably didn't put the effort forth on a third down that we should have on the first possession, and then the pick six on this one after they were moving the ball, and all of a sudden what you've done is you've spotted a team 14 points, and this is a team that already got 2 games under its belt.
Yeah, and that's that's where my mind has gone, is that drive they needed to match the score from Desert Hills. They needed to be able to do that, and now they've got that 2. They're going to have to catch it up somewhere. Yeah. They're going to have to gain some ground. And they will have an opportunity, as they will get the kickoff to start the second half. But they're going to have to dig deep, because they had a good play on first down on that drive.
Did.
They had picked up 7 yards, a chance to pick up a first down quickly and move the chains. And then it goes back the other way.
Well, let's go to the other side of the ball. Desert Hills, methodical first possession, got him into the end zone, and then on possession number 2, came from a pick six. It got down on the 3-yard line. End up running it in with Riker May, and that's just that's taking advantage of what's given to you. You got to capitalize, and that's exactly what they've done. This one will go into the end zone as well. This is going to come out to the 20-yard line where Minico will start again, 1st and 10. I think Minico's done some good things. I think everything that's happened has kind of just been self-destruction.
Yeah, I mean, that last drive, they moved it's only one play before, but they had shown that they could run the ball on a couple of different plays that they've had, and like you said, just self-destructing with that interception.
Coach Sherm Blaser, very good coach, first season at Minico.
Won a state championship with CUNA in their final year of 4A.
In a very tough conference, too.
That was back when Middleton was in there, and you had Bishop Kelly.
Run to the outside. Maybe zigged when he should have zagged. Yeah, brought up by the running back, Craney Soner, number 21. He gets it out to the 22-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 8. And now a run across the outside. Ooh, boy, no gain on the play, and we're very, very fortunate, as number 2, Garner, had the run there to not lose yards on that, as he popped in the backfield and had to hitch back a little bit to avoid a defender.
They're fortunate to even have that play, because that ball almost did not get into the hands of Garner there.
Now they got a 3rd and long.
And there's going to be offside, so they're going to get 5 yards here, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 3, much more manageable third down.
You just can't do that. This completely changes the dynamic of the play. A 3rd and long now is a 3rd and 3. You can totally change this play call and accomplish what you need.
That's right. And they were calling something over to the quarterback, and it's a different setup, so looks like it is. The lefty in the backfield. And he throws his second pick on something that should have never been thrown. He should have thrown it. It wasn't bad. He should have thrown it, but he should have thrown it out of bounds about 2 steps before, trying to make that there. And then the second interception of the ball game is Weymouth now has been picked twice. First one on an errant pass, this one on a bobbled throw.
I mean, this whole drive, that whole set of downs for Minico was under pressure. They just the runs weren't getting there, and then that time where he drifted to the left, just absolutely swarmed.
And he's drifting to his left, and that left side of the line just literally opened up like the Red Sea and just let everyone through.
And Coach Solomona Tapasa, they just call him Coach Tap, or Tapasa, pardon me. Call him Coach Tap. He's got to be happy with his team, this young team coming, off of 2 defeats this season against 6A opponents, to be able to get on the board early here. And now in good scoring position again down to the 15-yard line, where it brings up a 2nd and 8. We talked about the conference that Minico's in. Utah goes by regions, and these are Region 9 4A. Tell you who's in their conference here in just a moment. Low pass, and that skipped on the ground. That's no good. Yeah, you could see the rubber fly up from here.
Skipped it incomplete. That might be the first non-forward moving play here for Desert Hills.
So Desert Hills out of 4A Region 9. Their conference includes Dixie High School, Hurricane, Desert Hills, of course, they're here, Cedar, Crimson Cliffs, Pineview, Snow Canyon. The only school down there that's not in their region, or that's in their region, it's not their school size, is Canyon View out of Cedar City, and they're one school size smaller in 3A, so they're up with Richfield and that group of teams. Carbon, Manti. Pass goes down out of bounds. It was a good pass by Wall, and it could have only been caught by his receiver, but it was going to go out of bounds even if he caught it.
So now a 3rd down here, but inside the red zone, so a scoring opportunity no matter what.
Well, and the thing is, you figure up if they pick up at least 5 yards on this play, I think they probably go for it on 4th.
Sorry, that was 3rd down. I was
mistaken.
That
was okay.
So they're going to kick the field goal. This is going to be a 35-yarder from straight on.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. Right now, 2 for 2 on extra points. No, it's actually going to end up being a 32-yarder. They moved it up now. Yeah, he was back to the 35 from the 32, or from the 22, 32-yard field goal. Snap, down, kick. Might have gone left. Yep.
He hit the post.
Yeah, he hit the post. Looked like it was going a little bit left. I could tell that even from our angle. So, very fortunate for Minico to dodge that bullet.
Yeah, if you're Minico, you got to be saying, okay, we survived that. I mean, we turned the ball over inside the 20 and gave up no points.
Well, I think if you're Coach Blaser in this situation, you grab Carson Wayman on the side and say, hey, Carson, the first thing you ask is you don't get on him. You say, did you learn something from that?
Right.
And you wait for their response to tell you what they learned from that previous possession, and they give you that right answer. You don't have to. You don't really have to get on them. It's okay. Let's move forward from that. Get on to the next possession. They dodged a bullet. Ball's on the 20-yard line.
And I like when coaches are like that. I mean, he doesn't need to be told. Obviously, he knows. And when you come over and somebody's screaming in your face, it just.
Yeah. There's no question. He knows exactly what he did, and he knows what caused it. And he'll grow from that. He'll become better. Run around to the outside. That looked to me like it was Craney Soner. Preston's his first name. I'm just going to call him Preston because it's just easier that way.
Yeah. And then there was a helmet that flew off for Desert Hills. There's been 4 or 5 different times a helmet has come off for.
2-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 8. Pursuit in the backfield is Weymouth. And we're going to have what almost was a 3rd reception as he was trying to go to his big tight end in that play. Of course, his big tight end, number 6, Soto, Dominic Soto. He is one big boy. And I'll tell you what, if he gets the ball, his yards after catch could be big because he'll be plowing some people over, particularly in the secondary against people that are 100 pounds lighter.
He'll get a shot here on third.
3rd and 8. Pursuit again in the backfield. They're going to go with the screen pass. Works well, gets them down, but again, short of the first down marker, brings up what I would guess would be another punt.
So unfortunate because he had first downs in his sights, but he got tripped up and couldn't keep his balance and fell about 2 yards short.
I wonder if they're going to go for this. It's 4th and 1, a long, they're going to say 2 yards. They're going to go for it.
Long 1, short 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wayman keep it here or try to jump them off, and if not, call a timeout.
I think they can get 2 yards.
Oh. Well, a bad snap didn't help, but he's going to pick up the 2 yards, gets across the 30-yard line. He's going to get out pretty much to the 31 where it's going to be 1st and 10 Minico. No flags on the play, therefore it'll stand.
I love that call. You know, you've had a quarterback that's thrown 2 interceptions in the first quarter, and you're going to give him to one of the biggest plays early on in this game.
Yeah, not only did he throw 2 interceptions, he dang near threw a 3rd down here.
He's showing the trust.
And they throw the monkey off their back, right? They get a first down.
Yep.
They've been struggling to get that. They've been nagging them, and now they can move the chains.
Oh, he goes downfield, has his receiver. Boy, and I'll tell you what, had he been able to sneak that in, that could have been a fantastic pass. That to 88 Chavez.
Can I give you an unpopular opinion? Left-handed quarterbacks are so much better at throwing the ball than right-handed quarterbacks to me. It just looks prettier. I don't know why.
Well, it's unorthodox a little bit, but, you'll see that, too, in basketball.
Yes.
How often do you ever see a left-hander that does not have good form in basketball?
Yeah.
They usually have beautiful form. As picking up a couple yards on this play to the outside. That one to number 89, Baker.
The same thing for basketball for me, too. If you know Lauren Jensen, he's another broadcaster on Idaho Sports. He knows I love left-handed throwers, left-handed shooters. It's just I want my son to be left-handed. It's just one of those things.
Oh, boy. Wayman being chased down in the backfield, and there was no question that he was not going to get out of the hands of that one. That looked to me like that was big number 44, Davis Olson, that came through, the linebacker, the senior, one of those 3 players that returned from last year's team.
Yeah, and he came from the other side as well to get that tackle, and Minico gets 1 first down but not a second.
And that brings up 4th, and it's going to be a punt. The ball is just placed on the 33-yard line, 4th and 7. I'm not anticipating at this point of the game a fake here, but you never know. Another bad snap. Gets this punt off, and that's about as good as you can expect with a snap like that. It looked like it might have touched a Desert Hills player for just a moment, but I don't think so.
Yeah, no officials. Nobody seems to be.
I'm the only one that seemed to have thought it.
Well, I thought it did at first. I thought it might have caught him on the way down, not off the bounce, but even the way down.
Yes.
However, I'll tell you what, that took as good a bounce as it could have done. Got all the way down to the 23-yard line after a bobbled snap and dang near getting blocked. That turned out good.
Flip the field. Again, let's thank our local sponsors here today. The Times News. Keep up with the latest news and stories of the Magic Valley with the Times News. Don't forget to download the app, the Times News app, to stay up to date with the biggest stories in the Magic Valley.
Pass to the outside. Let's pick up 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for Desert Hills, maybe even a 2nd and 4.
I tell you.
No, it was incomplete.
Yes.
They take no time to start their play. Like, they immediately were out there.
Well, and this is stuff, there's a lot of Utah teams picked this up from when Robert and I was the offensive coordinator at Brigham Young University. Of course, then went back to Virginia. I believe he's at Syracuse now.
No, he's at NC State.
Oh, NC State. That's right. But, he'd been at BYU and did not implement that when he was first there. And then he goes down to Texas Tech, spends a couple years, implements that hurry-up offense, and then ends up bringing it back when he came. Of course, who's the famous quarterback he coached down at Texas Tech?
Patrick Mahomes.
Who's that?
Yeah, he
might have heard of him.
He was a coach at Virginia, and he had Brennan Armstrong, and Armstrong led the ACC in passing 2 years ago, and then he left to go to NC State, and guess who came with him?
That's
Brennan
right.
Armstrong. As an NC State fan, I'm excited to see what will happen there. That's how I knew that so quickly.
I've always really liked Robert and I. Back in the day when I went to Rick's College, he was the offensive coordinator. He was just a young offensive coordinator at Rick's College back in those days. And, of course, Coach Anderson, who coached at Utah as an assistant and head coach at Wisconsin and Oregon State and and Utah State. He was the defensive coordinator on that group. So that was quite a team.
Yeah.
And Ron Hahn was the head coach. Those Rick's College teams won a national championship during that time, junior college. But Robert and he knows the game very well. Of course, he was on Bronco Mendenhall's staff, and he went with Bronco when Bronco took the Virginia job. Bronco now living out in Montana. Can you imagine a better name to live in Montana than Bronco?
No.
Maybe the only better place you could live with the name Bronco might be Wyoming, where it might fit just a little bit more is Wyoming. Now Wall scoots out of the backfield, comes to his left side, throws crossbody, and this was in a position where it might have been picked as well. It wasn't, however. They threw it to Cummings. Cummings, it tips off of his hands and goes out of bounds.
I tell you what, Minico's defense has forced another punt here. You know, they had the punt early.
Yeah.
They forced one, and then they missed the field goal, and now another punt. Their defense outside of that opening drive, I mean, you see the score 14-0, but those 7 of those came on a 1-yard run.
That was Twist on the defensive assignment there. It was a good job. And again, I think what we saw is those first two possessions, a team with 2 games under their belts. A team with no games under their belts.
Right.
One team knew more about themselves than the other team knew coming into this ball game. However, for Minico, you got to get things going offensively. That ball, he should have stepped up and grabbed that. That was in perfect position to take off the bounce. Player wasn't too close.
He was around the 30, and that thing rolls inside the 20.
Yeah,
so
it goes down to the 17-yard line.
Minico will start from there. Well, Minico will. Again, they were not picked to win the conference this year. That went to Twin Falls this year. Twin Falls picked to win. Of course, one of the best prep athletes in Idaho football history, right down the road in Burley. Gatlin Bear. Should be fun to watch him play this year.
Formerly a Bulldog at Kimberly. And, of course, he set the state record in the 100-yard dash this year. He was number 2 in the nation in the 200-yard dash. But he's going to go on an LDS mission early, so he's actually going to skip his senior year of track. He will.
Right, he's going to go in December, I think.
So he won't even be playing basketball. And he was integral in that Kimberly State Championship basketball team for their first state championship before transferring as a junior. No gain on the play for Minico. They were swarmed by Desert Hills Thunder.
A lot of people were surprised he committed to Boise State.
Yeah.
That was
very
he
surprising.
had offers to. He could have gone anywhere he wanted, and he stayed home.
Could have gone to Alabama. Stayed home. His parents, I think, were really pulling for Utah State. But I think he felt Boise State gave him a great opportunity. Some yardage gained on this play. It's going to be a 3-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 7.
I should probably stop. I don't think Minico fans want to hear us talk about Burley. It's not what they – one of the best rivalries in the state, that game always a –
Well, the fact that they've got to play him, though, they have to be talked about at some point.
That's true.
I think we're going to get a timeout here. I don't think this was a false start. I think it was a timeout. It was a timeout for Desert Hills. We'll take it as well here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be back right after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Coming out of the timeout, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Minico, looking to pick up an important first down. And this is a position they've been in now several times today, 3rd and 7, that have led to a punt because they've been fairly deep in their own territory. Not a great snap again, and just brought down in the backfield by a mass of thunder.
And that's really been the story is whenever Wayment goes back to pass, 9 times out of 10, he's got 3 or 4 white jerseys swarming him, and he has no time to look and find that receiver he wants to go to and even step into it.
Well, and right now, I think some of it's got to be blocking schemes because now they've got a small line out there right now for the punt, but they've got a good size offensive line. And so I think right now, I mean, as Ocean Tafua gets in there, just a sophomore, by the way, Tafua. He's their leading tackler on the season. That's his 3rd sack of the season. Going to get a fair catch, and it's going to stay in Minico territory, but out to the 45-yard line. And, of course, based upon the last 2 possessions, they could get a stop here, but they've got to find something that's going to work offensively.
Yeah, I mean, they just have not. They've been able to run the ball semi-successfully and get, really at most 7-8 yards, but really it's been 2-3 yard runs. And I don't know if they've completed a pass, have they?
Minico?
Only 1 or 2.
Yeah, they completed 1 or they completed 2 on this last drive. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's about right. Nice.
And now we get Minico, whose defense has really stepped up. Like I said, they kind of spotted them 14 points because that first possession I think they were just trying to figure out a little bit of who they were. And the second possession, of course, was a pick that came back to the 3-yard line. And those 14 points are the difference in the ball game. And Minico's defense has stepped up. They've just got to get their offense to match what their defense is given.
Yeah, but credit to that Desert Hills defensive line and linebacker core. They are just not giving them any.
Oh, they're good. And, again, it's not a size difference.
No.
It's more of a blocking technique, I think, difference. It's just – or there, it might be a strength difference where they're getting outpowered. It's unfortunate for Desert Hills that pass was not complete because the blocking was sensational on the outside.
And wide receivers do their job out there on the outside. It's very unselfish. It doesn't get the credit it deserves usually. You just see the guy with the ball.
Yeah.
But
it's an unsung hero position. There's no question about it.
But good teams have that.
2nd and 13. I thought this should have been 3rd and 13. And this pass, as the receiver slipped down, it would have been behind him either way and threw into triple coverage. That was 3rd and 13. This will be 4th down here.
Number 3 on Minico. He's had a heck of a game. He's got a sack, a tackle for loss, and he almost had another sack but decided to try to block the pass instead. But he's having a monster first half so far.
Yeah, that's Osterhout. Called his name a couple times. Anderson Osterhout. Kyson Anderson Osterhout.
So once again, the Minico defense, this is a defensive battle. This game is, I know the Thunder have 14 points, but again, 7 of those were kind of spotted to them. And this one goes
punted out of bounds. They'll probably mark it up somewhere around 30.
Wow.
Boy, I do not agree with that spot. Not even close.
That's where okay, he's going to step forward. Okay,
yeah, I was going to say it's up around the 30, and that's exactly where he goes. He backs up to the 25 and was still backing up. I'm saying, whoa, someone's mathematics is a little bit wrong how they're trying to calculate this.
The ball landed out of bounds at the 25, but that was back by that yellow line.
Well, and the thing is, it was the back official that was looked at him and was going, You need to go forward, not backwards.
Yeah, and I don't even agree with this spot. I think
you could have justified maybe the 32, 33 even. Run up the middle good enough for about a 1-yard gain. No matter which side judge you go with, it's going to be about a 1-yard gain as we're going to get a timeout here taken. I think so. Looks like. No, I heard some extra whistles blow. I thought maybe they were calling a timeout. Desert Hill saying, you got to grab him early. Don't just bump him.
It was Preston Cranny on the right. I wonder if he's related to the Oakley Crannies.
Well, I was wondering, and when I saw the name Osterhout, too, of course, Declo, Oakley area,
right.
That's a name in that
They're not
area.
all that far apart.
No, they're not. In fact, it's not uncommon to have people from Oakley or Declo even commute there, especially Declo.
Well, I know, some of as that one, a loss in the backfield by Cranny, there's a lot of players maybe that play softball or baseball in Oakley will play for Burley. they'll come up and drive to play, especially softball. Oakley doesn't have a softball team.
Yeah,
I think
that's right.
A couple of the Burley softball players are from Oakley.
Yeah. They just have to count them as part of their student body numbers, which may or may not, depending on the season, move a team up in school size division. You'll see that in baseball a bit when they'll combine a couple 1A schools. Boy, and we've been talking about Soto, great tight end. This one was a gift. He had no defender immediately on him. If he caught that, he'd got another 10, 12 yards out of that play, and it just goes right through his hands.
Man, this Minico offense is just not doing anything right now, is it?
And it's not bad play calls or anything like that. It's primarily just miscues on them. I mean, I look and I think a number of the play calls are giving them opportunities to get first downs.
Yeah.
They're just not executing them at the right level. And the thing is, it's we call this in basketball a lot. Josh, you and I call a lot of games. Logan, you and I did the state tournament for 3A last year. We see it a lot in basketball where it's like, a team's getting every shot they want, but can't execute it in the hole. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, well, a coach really can't go and say, well, let's change our offense. Your offense is working. It's giving you every look you want. You can't ask for anything better, but you got to put it in the hole. And I think that's really what's happening with Minico's offense here is they're getting the looks.
Yeah.
They're just not executing.
Ball's getting deflected. Passes are short or, just a little too outside. That last one hit him in the pads, just can't catch it. As that was Isaac Borgeson who was down, but he hopped right off and walked off on his own power.
Well, they need to get a good snap here on this punt. They've struggled getting snaps off. Not one of their punts has had a good snap yet today. And here's another one. Bounces on the ground. Defense gets in. Lucky to get it off. Now, that's what Minico should have done last time. Grabbed it out of the air like that. That was, tell you what, if that had not have been grabbed and returned, that ball would have gone back to the 10-yard line. That thing was on the move.
Yeah, that turf is going to carry a ball more than normal. You see this with a lot of sports that are now going on these turf fields, like, lacrosse is one where I was watching a game. The ball bounces so much differently.
Yeah. It's fast
in all sports, and so you have to account for that.
Well, you see it in baseball with a lot of the teams that are in a dome. You go up to Toronto, for example. They've had turf for a long time.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take the same bounce as it does off of dirt or off of true grass on the infield.
Right. I mean, after that artificial, whatever that is they have.
Another run at the line. This one a good one for Desert Hills. They're going to get about 7-yard gain on the play. Going to be halfway between yard marks, so we're going to call it a long 7, short 6, or short 7, long 6. This time it's going to be a keeper by Wells. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to pick up the first down. It's finally knocked out of bounds.
I mean, that was the play on the first drive that really put Desert Hills in position as he kept it on a read option on that first drive and picked up 40 yards, and he does it again there and picks up a first down.
We start to see Skyline of Idaho Falls and Layton out of Utah starting to make their way to the stadium now. I think this is Layton over on the far side making their way in. The Lancers, two teams with navy blue as their main color. But the Lancers also have light blue as color as well.
Ooh, hopefully they have a light blue uniform. I love me a light blue uniform.
Yeah, as long as we can read the numbers, I like the uniform.
And as long as their three initials are not UNC, I'm good.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Yeah.
So that tells me you're either a Duke fan or a State fan.
I'm an NC State fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And Josh is a Clemson. What are the chances that two guys from the Carolinas are here broadcasting on Idaho Sports? I tell you, if this was North Carolina sports, our main sponsor would be Bojangles.
Well, it tells you this. It tells you we were either stupid to let you in, or they were smart to kick you out. We just don't know. Really an undefended pass on the outside. And after 3 good possessions, see, this is what happens.
Yeah.
When you come in and you start going 3 and out, eventually your defense is going to break down because your defense just gets pooped.
And Minico's not moving the ball. They're not sustaining offensive drives, and you have to do that to give the the defense a break, and that's not what's been happening. And so Minico, the defense has just been out there all day long. It's hot down there, not that we would know in this air-conditioned booth, but they're down there on that turf sweating it up and have to stay out there all day.
Another couple yards on the play.
Yeah, the one success that Minico is having is, their big back Titan. He has not really had a good game. Yes, he does have a touchdown, but so far he really hasn't gotten going yet. He's had a couple good runs, but Minico has been zoned in on him really well.
When he has had good runs, they've been to the side. They've gone to the side on when he's had it, but the blocking hasn't been tremendous for him as he's got out there. So sometimes he's getting that edge cut off because it's kind of allowed them in some opportunities, allowed Desert Hills to kind of keep that defensive end home, and he's been able to cut that off a little bit or move him a little bit deeper. Desert Hills with another one. This one's going to go into the end zone as well. We might get a personal foul for a late hit. Nope, we're not. But there's going to be another touchdown for Desert Hills. You know what I love that the Thunder have done? When they have had success, it is through simplicity. No fancy plays. They do it through methodical, just good X's and O's football.
Yeah, and Desert Hills, they're going off of Minico zoning in on Titan because they're doing a lot of play action off of him. They're using him as a decoy, and that's what they did right there. They pretended that they're going to run to the right with Titan. Instead, they got a bubble screen to the left.
Well, because of not being able to really read those jerseys, didn't get a look at who scored that touchdown. I believe that it was actually Mason that scored that touchdown.
It was a gentleman in a black helmet. I don't know which one.
That narrows it down, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to help you out as much as I can.
It was a 13-yard TD pass. That was, in fact, Titan Mason.
Well, when it comes to real estate in the Mini-Cassia area and the Magic Valley in general, Kearney Real Estate Team at Keller Williams is the first and only choice. Specializing in farm and ranch, residential, and commercial, they are excited to soon be coming to the Rupert Square. The Kearney family has been part of Minico Athletics for 4 generations, and the Kearney Real Estate Team is proud to be the official real estate team of the Minico Spartans.
Yeah, I've been down to myself a good drink here. Can't say what it is because they haven't been paying advertising for our site, but that sparkling ice, is really, really good.
Well, you get me the number for the sparkling ice guy, and I'll give him a call. And, speaking of that, Minico fans, if you're watching this, we have a lot of Minico games we're doing, including that Minico-Burley game in a couple of weeks. If you want to be a part of that game, you can just send me an email. It's just Logan@IdahoSports.com. We'd love to get you guys on, join the Kearney Real Estate Team for some future Minico games. So, again, that's Logan@IdahoSports.com. We can get you on a game.
That was the perfect kick that just happened. Did you see that? So it bounces deep in the end zone. It bounces over that first fence, hits middle of the concrete, bounces over the second fence, barely misses the white pickup. Guy's going back there to get the ball now as it kind of rolled underneath. You know what? That's a feat. If someone asked you to do that, it's like playing a game of horse, kick horse, and they said, okay, so what you got to do, you got to get it to bounce in the end zone, bounce over the first fence, bounce over the second fence. That would be a tough play.
You missed the most important thing. It went through the uprights and then bounced.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Wayman's going to put out a nice pass. Got it out to his receiver, but unable to pull it in.
I haven't seen a ball.
Simpson, but
I haven't seen a ball go through an uprights on a kickoff in especially these high school scenes in a while. It's been Ian Hershey. Remember when he was doing that?
Yeah, that's right.
That was impressive to watch.
A Mountain View kicker could probably do it this year.
Is Hershey still at Idaho State?
I believe so.
That pass was intended for Stimson. It was no good. Now we get a little bit of a loss on the play on a delayed handoff. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11. And just the story for Minico's offense here in the first half, 3rd down and deep.
I think Wayman is just getting frustrated, and he's not doing anything poorly out of frustration. It's just building up as he has no time. He has no space. And, again, a 3rd and long, a 3rd and more than 10 here for Minico. I think they have the 1 first down, and outside of that, their offense has struggled.
Well, in the pass attempt to Stimson, it was right on. This should be a pass interference. Defender was up there over the back really, really early. No call, and, of course, no replay in high school football. No replay to overturn a call anyway. Brings up 4th down. It's going to be another deep punt, and we'll see if the snap can get back to the punter so he actually has some time.
Well, there's 4 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter, and The story of this game has been the defense of Desert Hills.
I was just watching them. They're stunting up front and sending linebackers. It's pretty impressive to watch this Desert Hill defense go at it.
They're a very disciplined team. This punt sent off. Oh, that might have touched. The Desert Hills back there, I think it was Cooper Clark that was back there, and I think he might have even thought he touched it.
Yeah, it looked like
on the return.
Paxton Twist was pointing towards the end zone back there, saying it's our ball. It doesn't matter what he thinks, only what the officials think.
Yeah, because once again, we don't have the benefit of replay to overturn something.
I thought they were going to come out and discuss it.
I thought they were too. We were discussing it.
Why? Yeah, they definitely should.
They need to match our enthusiasm to discuss the call.
Nobody seems to be extremely disappointed, so.
No, and no one's really complaining either, so probably a good no call. Bo Wall, the junior now. The nice pass. Pick up 7 yards on the play. Looks like we're going to call it about 6. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4. Long 6, short 7.
It's a nice day here. It could be hotter, so that's nice. It's not 100 degrees.
Yeah, it got hot here for a while.
It's about 67 degrees where we are right now.
Bad snap, but picked up by Wall, and he goes out to his wide open receiver all the way down the sideline. Does a great job bringing in the pass, staying clean. That's Cummings, the senior receiver, one of those 3 players that returned from last year.
What a throw that was. Oh, man, to this near sideline, about 25 yards down the field.
Well, and especially when you think of the bad snap that came in to pick it up off the ground.
And they waste no time getting up to the line. They're ready to go.
This has caught Minico off on several different occasions. They want to put another score up. Trying to go out to the outside, no good, just an errant pass. You know, usually when it has been missed, it's been because of an errant pass. And he's been fairly accurate today, speaking of Wall, but it's just been, you know, one of those scenarios that if they haven't got it, it's just because the pass just wasn't right on. Anything that's close, they've pulled in.
I love seeing this from Desert Hills, too. They're using hand signals to communicate with the quarterback. You don't see that a lot still in high school level, but they're trusting their quarterback to stay on this field. And that's how they're able to do this quick offense, this hurry-up offense.
From the shotgun goes Wall. Goes across the middle, almost picked off. Boy, that would have been a major turnover in the favor of Minico if they could have got that, because you do not want to go down another score.
And that was Twist, and he probably should have had. It's hard to say, oh, you should have done that, but, man, that was right there for him.
He's had such a good game so far, too.
So big 3rd down now.
And this one's thrown over top of the defender. Now, what I don't know is if this is in field goal range for their kicker. But, you know, as well as your defense has been playing, give him a chance to kick it in. It would be about a 45-yard field goal. They're going to keep the offense on and go for it on 4th down. But I look at this and say, you know, if you don't make it, you're giving up a 30-yard. You know, I mean, it's not great field position.
I would trust my defense, because I haven't seen anything from Minico so far or that would worry me if I was Desert Hills.
Well, and this is one of those scenarios that if you, if your kicker can't legitimately get it there, then there's a good opportunity to call play that's one of those plays specifically for, 4th and long. Should it come to that? Wow, they got the 1st down. Unbelievable. What a great pass.
That was that senior again on the sideline. What a pass and what a catch, too. Getting shoved in the back.
Wall threw that dart right in there.
And the smart heads-up move you see so many times where receiver on 3rd or 4th down will run the route a little short. And he got right where he needed to be and went out of bounds just beyond the sticks. Just what you need.
He must be a baseball player.
He's got a gun, that's for sure.
He sure does.
Down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like maybe all the way down to the 7. Goes Desert Hills. And right now, Desert Hills picking them apart. We had those few really good defensive stops by Minico, but I think what's happening is the offense is betraying the defense. There's 3 and out, and puts that defense back on the field, and they're just worn out. I mean, offense is always half a step ahead anyway because they know where they're going, what they're doing. Defense has to guess. Down to the 3-yard line they go. We're inside 2:40 now in quarter number 2. Lance Taylor, Logan Green, Josh McGauley bringing you the action here today from the Rocky Mountain Rumble. We're going to lose Logan during the next game as he's going to head down to Rigby as your reigning 5A state champions in Idaho and 5A state champion in Utah are going to play each other tonight.
As another score across there for Desert Hills as they are starting to pour it on here with 2:17 to go in the second.
Yep, that was by Titan Mason. And just, with 2:17 on the clock, they're making it awfully tough for Minico to come back.
Well, so far, Idaho not faring well in the Rumble.
Only 14 points put up against 42 for Marsh Valley to start as this one goes out into the parking lot. Kicks good. And so far, Minico yet to put a score up on the board. And, I think if you're Minico, one of the things you got to talk about at halftime is the importance to go out and find some things that work for you, And I did make a mistake by saying that Minico came into this as their first game. Minico actually did play in week 0. They knocked off 5A Thunder Ridge. So they did have a game under their belt. Didn't know themselves probably quite as well as Desert Hills knows themselves. But
it's a Minico team. They'll bounce back, and they'll find a way. And, again, I mentioned this on the last game. There was a game in Idaho last week, that was the score was 28-0. That team lost 40-28. It can change. It started on the defensive side of the ball. They were able to get some turnovers, turn those into points, and you just honestly never know. I know people roll their eyes at that, but you really don't. Minico can go into the halftime break, maybe get a score here, get the ball to start the half, and all of a sudden it's a 2-score game.
Desert Hills has put it in the end zone every single kick. This one is no exception.
That one hits the top of the fence and comes back in.
Yeah, I was really hoping that would go over.
So 2:17 for Minico to do something here. This is always a tough spot to be in because you come out and you want to score. You want to come out, throw the ball, and score. But, man, if you get 2 incompletions in a row, all of a sudden you're going to get Desert Hills a chance to have the ball back and run their 2-minute offense.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're going to throw it, you got to make sure you catch it and keep it in bounds.
That's right. Beautiful facility here at Madison High School as Minico takes over from the 20-yard line. And once again, stood up right there at the line. Can get about a yard on the play. That was Preston Craney Soner. Hope I'm saying that right. Not the Preston, the Craney, I believe.
Cranny.
I'm saying that right. Cranny. From the shotgun again is Wayman. Now, these are some things that they can do. They need to start running some of those screen passes, give themselves an opportunity.
And there's the biggest play of the day.
Soner, yeah, he gets out. It's a good one. And I'm surprised we haven't seen that. We did see it one time earlier, but I'm surprised we haven't seen that more consistently. That's the way you get past a line that's consistently getting in on you to run the screen pass. Then they're chasing. Cranny again, and he gets grabbed after about a 1-yard gain. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9 with a $1:30 on the clock.
And there's enough time. If they can get another big chunk play, you might have a chance. And, again, they're going to get the ball to start the second half, and that's exactly what you would want, a chance to go in, talk about it at halftime, figure out how to make the adjustments, and come back and do them.
Soto has struggled. I think I'd like to see him get a pass to go into the half as well. This is probably going to be a first down. Yeah, it is. He cut out of it. I think it would have been a first down just on the catch itself. This by the wide receiver Stimson. And Stimson, boy, he ran like somebody stole something from him, and he was chasing him down to say, hey, this is mine.
Yeah,
we're going to get a timeout.
And a good job after the catch and after the contact by Riker to pick up another 5 or 6 yards. He caught it around the 40. Now that ball's down at the 34-yard line. And all of a sudden, the Spartans, after really, we don't have official stats, but maybe 30, 40 yards of total offense throughout the entire first half, have moved the ball down 46 yards on this drive alone.
Done a great job.
It just makes you wonder, like, where was this? The intensity. Sometimes it takes a 2-minute offense to just push a team to show them, hey, we can move the ball on this team. Let's do this.
They've done a great job on this possession. And the thing is again, with that hurry-up offense, they're making Desert Hills now make quick decisions defensively like Desert Hills has been making Minico do when Minico's on defense. Don't forget, coming up after this game at 5 p.m., Skyline of Idaho Falls, your reigning 4A state champions in the state of Idaho. They'll face Layton, Utah. The Lancers come up from just south of Ogden there. And then Highland out of Pocatello, the Rams, they're going to take on Skyline of Utah, the Nightcaps. Skyline of Utah, a perennial powerhouse back in the 80s and 90s there in Utah as this pass from Wayment goes out of bounds. Wayment, 6'1", 205-pound senior. Stops the clock. 59 seconds now, under a minute, 2nd and 10.
I know they still got a little bit more time, but I would love to see a jump ball to
Soto?
Yeah, to Soto. Just give him one-on-one with the safety. I just want to see it, He's been targeted a couple times, but there's a hold.
That's going to be a hold. That was an easy call. And that's going to go to the receiver. That's going to go to the receiver because they both have possession of it. They will decline the penalty, and they will take the ball down inside the 5-yard line. One of the officials needs to get over there.
Yeah.
And the defender.
Don't stand there. Get over.
The defender is still trying to wrestle it away. If you came down with it, it's over. Don't even try it. Now all of a sudden, Minico down here inside the 5.
That's right.
Yeah, the refs. I mean, they got to get over there. What do they think they're going to stop? No.
Yeah. You got two guys that's going to lead to a fight, and you got a ref standing there, 15 feet away, looking at him, or 15 yards away, looking at him. Nobody going over there. And I'm not saying that to rip on the official as much as you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
When you're down there.
So 53 seconds left here in the second, and this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Minico. And now they'll come in tight. They're going to have 4 shots to go 4 yards.
Well, and Minico gets the ball to start half number 2 as well.
Yep. This is a dream scenario for a bad first half.
Wow.
And they do it on a reverse handoff, and he's going to get to the end zone.
Beautiful play call. That was number 34.
Spencer Peace. Is that Peace, Lance?
That must be. I believe it is. Once again, folks out in Minico, we love you. But if there's anything that you can do, tell your coach to put your roster in numerical order.
Well, either way, that's exactly what they needed. And like we've mentioned many times, they're going to get the ball back. And they just went on a drive. They saw what worked. They know what they can do to be successful, and that kick hits the post. And that is not what you wanted to have right there.
I think it got blocked or got tipped.
It might have, but either way, the important thing is they put points up on the board. Now, don't let something big happen during this kickoff.
Well, Desert Hills still's got 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's a long time for them.
Well, and as we learned in game number 1 for Raymond, they could have possibly put up 2 touchdowns in that period of time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they came out one play, 80 yards to start it all off. And, if I'm Desert Hills, I want to come out and take that shot. I want to deflate the momentum that has been gained here by Minico. But now on the other side, Minico's defense has gotten a chance to take a break for the first time today.
That's right.
They got to sit down while their offense moved the ball for a few minutes, and maybe they can come out, and you never know. They could force something themselves.
Of course, Minico High School over in the Magic Valley, kind of towards the east side. Big rivals with Burley. got a 1A team there in Oakley, near that area, and out by City of Rocks there. And you got 2A with Declo, very good program.
Historically very good.
Yeah, Keegan Duncan was there, won a couple state championships. Went to Boise State and then to Utah State. This kicks up. This is going to be returnable. Taken back near the 10-yard line. Now out across the 20. Past the 25. Over the 30. Still moving out to the 35-yard line. Dang close. Looks like they might put it on about the 34. But you know what? If I'm Desert Hills, no, they're going to put it on the 35. If I'm Desert Hills, I'm going to try to score here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm absolutely going to try to score here. I'm not reeling in this quarter, saying let's just go to the half.
And they're out there quickly. They're not wasting any time. And I don't think they would be racing out there to take a knee.
Now here's a run to the outside. And still on his feet, gets across the 50-yard line. I think we're probably going to get a hold here.
Yeah, there's 2 flags there. There was definitely holding on that left-hand side.
I think Brock Moy, I believe that's how you say that, M-O-O-Y.
Yeah, the official just dropped the flag right here at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to call it a holding.
It'll go right back to the original line of scrimmage, as it'll be 10 yards from the 45, so back to the 35.
Yep.
Just switch hash.
That's right. Spot foul. Of course, we saw the game with Raymond, Alberta, where it wasn't a spot foul using the Canadian rules when they were on offense.
What was it for them again?
It's just a line of scrimmage.
Everything's from the line of scrimmage.
Oh, just from the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
I'm not brushed up on my CFL.
It's keeper by Wells. He's going to sneak up the middle, pick up the first down. Clock will stop.
The ball came out.
Yeah, but the ground definitely caused that fumble. I know Minico would like that, but it's wishful thinking at this point, as he was obviously down and the ground caused the fumble. But as a coach, you got to try to sell that. You got to try to sell it that your team recovered it and good defensive effort.
It was just unfortunate it was on the other side of the field.
This will be the last play of the half. If they get it off, they do. And that's it. So
we are going to go into the half with our score 28-6. We're going to take a break here on IdahoSports.com. It's Desert Hills with the big first half, 28 points to 6. Scored late in the second quarter by Minico.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have my seatbelt on.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Magic Valley Prepcast covers every inch of District 4 activities in Idaho.
And I went out and watched Wood River play a couple days ago. This is a team that could surprise some people.
Hosted by Scott Burton, the Magic Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area.
Tell you what, your story has captivated the Idaho sporting world.
Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear road rivals, you may have 4 wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career or education? Next Steps Idaho can bring you closer to the life that you want. Well, the first half, I think you can sum it up by saying too much Desert Hills, not enough Minico.
Yeah, the Minico offense really struggled up until that last drive. Really no offense to speak of, maybe 40 total yards. And then they finally got it started. But I think that's more the defense of Desert Hills than anything else. I think that is the main thing. Their defense just was not giving up anything.
No, they were very good. They were quick to the edges as well, and they were stopping them at the line too. And then on passes, they were just getting into Wayment just too quickly.
And on that drive by Minico where they scored, it was a screen play. You know, everybody rushed after Wayment, and he drops the screen pass right on the money, and then a short pass across the middle, and then a long pass deep. There was 3 passes that really separated Minico and got them that yardage, and maybe that's something they go back to.
Well, it really surprised me that it took so long to do that screen pass. Again, they tried it earlier in the game, but I think that's something when a line's getting through that you got to be a little more consistent on, because now what is it going to do? Well, it's going to set them sometimes they don't rush as many players, and just makes it a little more difficult on them, gives Wayment some more time in that pocket. Let's go down the scoring for the first half. Started out in the first quarter, 8:35 remaining. Great methodical drive downfield, 80 yards. Ended up in a 4-yard run. It was a keeper by Wall. Another 4:49 mark. Riker May has a 3-yard run. Both those, the kicks were good. Move on to quarter number 2 at the 4:59 mark. 13-yard TD pass to Titan Mason. And then at the 2:17 mark, 3-yard run by Mason. Kicks were good on all of theirs. That takes them out to the 28 points that they are at the half. And then, with 43 seconds remaining in the first half, finally Minico gets on the board with a 1-yard run by Peace. It's a great run out to the corner, just out sprinted the defender to the corner. However, the kick went off the upright, was no good. But the good news for Minico is they got the touchdown up on the board, and they get the ball to start half number 2.
Yeah, and if you're Desert Hills, you got to come out and say, all right, guys, you know, and you see that late in the half, late in the game, maybe the defense plays a little bit differently, just trying not to give up the big play. And so maybe Desert Hills was playing a little bit like that, but at the same time, you know, there was a lot of time left, and they were probably playing, you know, regular defense. So you have to come out if you're Desert Hills and say, all right, we completely dominated up until that last drive. Yeah. That was a fluke. Let them have that, you know, get it out of the system and come back out. I don't think they need to change much. Just do what you did for the first, 20 minutes of this game, and you'll be all right.
Well, and I think particularly on offense, when you look, I think you come out as a Desert Hills and say that we're going to keep doing what we're doing until they prove that they can stop us.
Right.
Now, they had those 3 possessions in a row that were good, but those were possessions that either was primarily an errant pass or they were running it up the middle, which is a place where Minico is very good defensively as teams run it up the middle. But again, the offense was coming on. They were 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and pretty soon your defense just gets beat up. Because, again, we've talked about it. Your defense is always a half a step behind anyway because the offense already knows what directions they're going, what they're doing. Defense has to guess. So you're always behind anyway, and all of a sudden you add the tired bug in with that, and that's a whole different thing defensively for your team. I just think, when it comes down to what Minico can do in the second half, you've got to build off that final possession. Now, defensively for Desert Hills, I think you look and you say, okay, where were we really good at? Not only where were we good at, but why were we good at that? We were good at the defensive line. We were able to stop the run up the middle. We were able to get in on Wayman and be able to disrupt his passes, to get some sacks, and then you have to look as coaches too, and you have to say, okay, what are ways they can beat us in those kind of things? And I think you saw it in that last possession with Minico. They beat us with the screen pass, with a hurry-up offense, things like that. So what adjustments do we need to do? Well, those are things that they have to address. But again, it's upon Minico to make the changes necessary to come back in this ballgame.
Yeah, and it's going to have to start with some turnovers. I think they need to force at least one turnover to turn this thing. And you saw 7 of the points for Desert Hills come off of a virtual pick six. I mean, it was returned down to the 1-yard line. Yeah. They just ran it up the middle and scored.
And it was Wayman that saved the touchdown off of the interception.
And he threw another interception. They didn't score on that other one. The field goal was missed. But just the general sluggishness that came out, the way that Minico started. And that, a slow start. And you don't know how that affected Minico, and maybe now they'll have something underneath them. And real quick before we step away again, we got an update. We were talking about Ian Hershey. Thanks, Joey, for the message. He says that Ian actually transferred to Arizona State. So
good for him.
Is he going to play for ASU?
Well, of course, I can't imagine why he would transfer to Arizona State.
I mean, he was
without
it
that.
Always surprised me that he didn't get not that ISU's not a great offer. That's not what I'm trying to say, Bengal fans. But that he didn't get maybe like a Mountain West team to give him an offer or something like that.
It's a little bit different for some kickers, particularly for a punter, for example, because you want to go to a team where you're going to get a lot of opportunities to be looked at. You go to an Alabama, how often do you punt the football?
It's true. Yeah, that's a great point.
And now kicker a little bit different because you got the extra point attempts and different things like that. And of course, Hershey can do both. But Arizona State, of course, big news coming out of Arizona State now, and they're going to go to the Big 12 starting next year. Mess in the Pac-12. The Big 12 is the beneficiary, really, of the mess of the Pac-12. You got a lot of that going on right now. You're already adding the 4 new schools in UCF, Cincinnati, Houston, and Brigham Young University to that group. Now they're going to lose Oklahoma and Texas next year, but then they're going to bring in University of Utah, Colorado, Arizona State.
Yeah, it's that's a whole nother story to talk about.
It certainly is. That's big news for Tempe, and it puts them back with some natural rivals. And you look at the potential divisions in the Big 12. That's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, the basketball side of that going to be the best in the country, arguably, with them in the ACC. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back for half number 2 after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Magic Valley Prepcast covers every inch of District 4 activities in Idaho.
And I went out and watched Wood River play a couple days ago. This is a team that could surprise some people.
Hosted by Scott Burton, the Magic Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area.
Tell you what, your story has captivated the Idaho sporting world.
Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear road rivals, you may have four wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
(28-6), that's your halftime score. Desert Hills on top of Idaho's Minico. Desert Hills out of St. George. They are the Thunder. And that 28-6, first two touchdowns right off the bat, put Minico in that early hole. And then Minico gave up two more touchdowns before finally scoring their own. However, Minico found a few things out about themselves. They come into this game 1-0, 0-2 for Desert Hills, but after that win over Thunder Ridge last week, it looks like they still got a few things to figure out, but hopefully halftime, I think Coach Blazer's a very good coach. He'll make those adjustments necessary to at least give his team the opportunity.
Yeah, and, just one score will do it. You get the ball to start, if you can punch one in, and the defense was able to stop. I know there's 28 points on the board, but again, the first drive, they went down quickly and scored, and then they had that interception, and then outside of that, they obviously scored another two times, but the Minico defense forced some punts, forced some fourth down stops. They held their own, and now it'll be a chance for the offense to step up and help out the defense.
Wells had a very good first half for Desert Hills. Desert Hills, of course, we talked about it. They're your reigning 4A state champions in the state of Utah. Tonight, Rigby will play the reigning 5A state champions in the state of Utah, which is Lehigh, who now has moved up to 6A. But Rigby, your reigning 5A state champions here in Idaho. Skyline, they come up next here on IdahoSports.com, right here from Madison High School, and they will play Lake Night of Utah. They're your reigning 4A state champions. And then tomorrow, Sugar Salem, your reigning 3A state champions, will play Templeton, California.
A lot of state champions here.
That was offsides big time, and no official called it on Desert Hills. Look at what the assistant coaches down here like. He raised it like that wasn't even close. He was offsides by 3-4 yards. And that's always a frustrating, for the team that it gets called on. That's always just a frustrating coach saying it's offside, an offsides penalty on a kickoff. you know, because you just don't benefit. That's as frustrating as a false start.
Yeah.
On your offensive line. Once again, they get into the backfield. This is the first time we've seen Soto with the catch. The big tight end takes it across the middle, and we talked about yards after catch. You see he got that and just falling down. He got an extra 3 yards as he was finally being tackled by a guy that he outweighs about 100 pounds.
Here we
Here's
go.
That hurry up, yeah.
Yeah.
Great run once again. This one up the middle. This one by Peace again. He's the one that scored that touchdown for them.
There's a whole different energy on this sideline right now. You can see it. Every player is looking at the ball. You can see everyone's excited. It looks like they finally came to play.
Let's throw to the side. 1 yard gain on the play. Now they're spreading it around a little bit too.
And
it goes
another
out to
first
number
down.
2, Garner. He's once again, and he gets through that offensive line into the secondary. 8 yard gain on the play brings up a 2nd and 2. And right now, Minico, this is kind of what got him that touchdown towards the end. The hurry up, a couple misdirections. Now to the outside goes Wayman. He's got to avoid a sack here as one official falls on his face. They're saying this was no good. One official went down there, and we've got a you hate to laugh because that hurts. But I'll tell you, that's when they could go into America's Funniest Home Videos. Oh, the comedy you find in a football game. We're going to get a timeout before the snap was off. That's by Minico. We're going to take it as well on Idaho Sports. We'll be back right after this.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the East Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 5 and District 6 activities in Idaho.
Just think about this. The Highland Ram cheerleaders won their 14th 5A title in the past 15 seasons. And then they went on to win the national competition in California.
Hosted by Sean Kane, the East Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing. Or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Coming out of the timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for Minico, who's having themselves a good drive down the field right now here in the second half. First possession of the second half, 10:44 left in quarter number 3 as we're just underway here. Oh, that's false start.
Oh. Let's see the arms go up in frustration as it was only 3rd and a long 2.
Yeah.
And now a 3rd and 7.
Yeah. The receiver tried to say, hey, he drew me off, and he might have had a little bit of a point.
Thing to take notice as well is their big tight end's not in on for this 3rd down.
Braylon Hall was the receiver in that scenario.
Oh.
Great pass downfield and a great reception. All the way down. That was out to wide receiver Stimpson, number 11, Riker Stimpson. What a great reception.
Riker's having himself a heck of a game. He's really been out there just getting the extra yards, doing all the dirty work for them, and what a beautiful hand catch right there for Riker.
6'1", 180-pound senior. Down inside the 25. It's going to be a keeper by Wayman. He follows his blockers, gets to the outside, and then he benefited from 2 Desert Hills players running into each other. Brings up a 2nd and 5 off the 5-yard keeper there. You know, those keepers like that, I love those for a first down play.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite first down plays that put you in such a good position.
Just overthrew the receiver.
Yep. Little hand jostling going on that slowed the receiver down, but it was a good no call. Some of the coaches down on the sideline for Minico are wanting to pass interference there.
So another third down.
This one 3rd and 5, manageable after that first down scramble. Oh boy, this pass. I'm really, really, really surprised he didn't end up seeing Stimson out there. He had Stimson for a touchdown.
Oh, that came out of his hand like a duck.
Yeah, I think he just lost grip on it.
So when you look at your hand and say, what were you thinking?
Yeah, how dare you, hand?
4th and 5. If you're Minico, boy, you really need to end this possession with something, and he gets sacked. Tries to scramble out of it, but gets sacked, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, as that just went nowhere.
Huge play by the Desert Hills defense, as they had been on the field for a long time at the end of the first half and then here to start the second, and really been on their heels. Minico's offense finally finding something. They make a stop there on 4th down, and they'll get a chance at it. And really, if they can score here, that'll deflate all the momentum that Minico's built.
That's right. From the shotgun is Wall. Pitches it out to the right. Great run for number 2, Mason.
Yeah, he was out there on that sideline, far side, and cut back in around the numbers and picked up an extra 5-6 yards.
That's really the longest run he's had all day today. You know, you got to remember, he's averaging about 130 yards a game for the first couple of games he's had this season. And that's really the success that Minico's had.
Pass to the outside. And we're going to get a block in the back most likely here. Maybe not. Minico sure wanted it. It's a nice reception. This reception out to number 10, Cummings. Just a sophomore. He'll be back 2 years. For the next 2 years anyway. For Coach Tapp. Able to pick up 2 solid yards or 3 solid yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 7. Pitch out to the right side. Titan again. He gets up near the 50-yard line, so Titan Mason doing an excellent job on offense. And right now, when he goes to the edge, he's just beating people to that edge. That's what he's just flat out doing. It's a, as a receiver, or I mean, as a running back in that scenario, your sprint is to that edge. It's to that edge, and then when you can beat that guy, that's what you got to get, and then you can turn up. Doing a great job. And again to the outside. This one is Albert's number 4, I believe. Nope. Once again, that was Mason.
Oh, yeah, they're just running the same play.
Yep, to opposite sides of the field. They're just using the hash mark as their determiner of whether it's going to go right or left.
And it's working that time, a gain of 13. So they've been able to move the ball very well here on this drive. This is the answer that Desert Hills needed to kind of put away Minico.
Bad snap. Picked up nicely by Wells. He scrambles to the outside. It's a broken play. Still going to pick up a few yards on the play, however. See Highway 20 out here past us. You go behind us. And Idaho Falls, pick up I-15. That's the road that goes all the way down to St. George, where Desert Hills is. Goes all the way up north to Canada, where Raymond was. I believe it's the only freeway that goes all the way from Mexico to Canada.
Really?
In one fell swoop.
Look at that hole.
Another pitch out. And I'll tell you what, what's creating these holes is sensational blocking by Desert Hills. The blocking that they're getting right now from their guards is just second to none.
Wow. Yeah, those holes that that Titan and excuse me, that wasn't Titan. That was number 12. That's running the ball right now. But look at, oh my goodness.
Cut up again. Now down near the 10-yard line, just outside of it. I think we're probably going to be down around the 11. I'll tell you, it makes you wonder what this Desert Hills JV team looked like last year.
Yeah.
When you consider how many players they lost and how good this team is.
12 is listed as Riker May.
They have run this play 4 or 5 times in a row now. Just a little.
It's not broke.
No,
Might
if
as
it's
well
not broke,
keep
don't
going-
fix it, right?
Keep going back to it.
Riker May scored their second touchdown on a 3-yard scramble.
Yeah, eventually they're going to do a play action off of this, and their receiver is going to be wide open.
Yeah, or Wells will be able to keep it and
Yeah.
walk in. Why not just stick with Mason? Get it down to the 5-yard, between the 5 and 6.
Yeah, under 7 minutes to go now.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and long 4. They can still pick up a first down without a touchdown. It'll come in the 1-yard line, inside of it. That was good defense that time.
Yeah, number 10 was the first one there. I'm looking at this puzzle right here to figure out his name.
Eli
I think
Ruiz.
it's
There you go.
Ruiz,
Eli,
Ruiz.
the senior.
So here comes a field goal attempt, and I think this is the right choice because you knock this through. Now it's a 25-point game. It goes back to a 4-score game.
That's right, because you can't do it with a touchdown and 2-point conversions in 3.
Woo.
It's up. And it is good. The last field goal bounced off the field goal post. So here in the 3rd quarter, they end up moving the lead out 31-6. 5:48 remaining in the 3rd period. So after a great march downfield by Minico, they were unable to convert to capitalize on that. And Desert Hills come back, and they capitalize with 3.
.548 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
31-6. Desert Hills on top, your reigning 4A state champions, lost all but, according to their coach, Coach Taft, only lost all but 3.
That's pretty impressive.
They do have cool uniforms. They're just tough to read the numbers on.
I wonder if it would be better at night with lights, or if it would still be as much.
It might be, because there are some that are easier to see under the lights than they are in the day. Skyline making their way in the stadium.
Part of the issue is when the sun hits the numbers, they're silver, they're gold, and they're shiny gold.
That's right.
And so when Minicos are a dark gold, and
and it's more of a matted gold.
And this one that they have is shiny, and so when the sun hits it, it just glares right off.
Well, and we'd probably see it fine if they were wearing black jerseys.
True.
But the fact they got white jerseys on with those light gold numbers, and the numbers are not outlined.
No,
with anything significant. So
they probably outlined with gold.
Might be actual gold. You never know, the way they're playing today. Screen pass. Get some positive yards on the play. Looks like it's going to be about a 4-yard gain. We'll bring up 2nd down. That pass out of the backfield out to Craney Soner, Preston Craney Soner. From the shotgun they go. Down the middle, I think that pass just kind of left his hands a little quicker than he wanted to. A little bit quicker than number 2 Garner was hoping for as well. A 5'10" receiver just over his outstretched hands.
Desert Hills defense is just not giving him any time because he has a couple of receivers that he can get open, that are getting open, but he's just trying to throw it to his first option and try not to get hit as often as he has.
Most time in the backfield that he's had, he gets it off to Soto, his receiver. He stays on his feet. That's what we talk about, the run after catch, because of his size. All the way down to the 45-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Minico.
Yeah, he got hit with quite a pop there, but
Yeah.
still stayed up.
Yeah, it just kept going. The defender got the worst of it.
Well, he's a big boy, and that's a tight end body. And I'll tell you what, you put a couple more years on a kid like that and get some bone fusion, things like that, that might be a college defensive end body.
Or a tackle.
Yeah. Run up the middle. That's a great run for Peace, who has scored their only touchdown. He gets the first down. And once again, Minico doing exactly what they did to end the first half and what they did to start the second half, just unable to capitalize on that first possession of the second.
Yeah, this would be a completely game if they're driving down to try to get this into the 20s.
It's going to come down to a race. What a great reception down to the 10-yard line. I believe that is. They're going to put it on the 11, which means they can still gain a first down without a touchdown.
I think they're loving this one-on-one that they have a Riker on the outside, because if they see it, it's basically a catch 20 yards down the field.
Well, and the defenders aren't turning to acknowledge the ball, and so, the offense has the benefit that was a false start by Soto, got away with it, but no call. Officials don't call it, then it didn't exist.
And Stimson, like you said, he's been productive there on that left side of the field. He's come down with a couple of those long passes, and they like something over there. In the first game, we saw a size advantage being the reason to go up with it. But this time, Stimson just
confident.
He's just taking it away and getting it.
He's really been their highlight of their offense. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, what a sneak away by Wayment. They closed on him pretty quick. It's going to bring up, that lost a yard on. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. But tell you what, he did everything he could do to scramble out of that.
You see the Desert Hills defensive lineman. He jumped on his back. He wasn't going anywhere.
That line collapsed awfully quick.
Oh, he's open. Oh, he threw it too late.
It's going to bring up another 4th down. It makes you wonder, do you just put some points up on the board at this time? Or, if you think, hey, nothing but a touchdown is going to do us any good.
That's tough. In a situation like this, they took 2 shots, and then that one where they bobbled it and aren't able to convert any of them. You would have maybe liked to see pick up 5 yards on 3rd down.
Yeah, like one of those quarterback snakes that you were seeing before. This one was almost picked off. It's going to fall incomplete. It's going to be another turnover on downs for the second time in a row from the same position on the field.
Kudos to this Desert Hills defense.
They are
man.
good.
I mean,
they're stout.
They're letting Minico drive down the field, right? They're doing the thing that no defensive coaches like to do. But the highlight is when they're inside that 20-yard line, my goodness, they're stopping them every single time.
Bend and don't break. They're letting them get down there, but at the end of the day, if you don't let any points on the board, it was a successful defensive drive.
So on the turnover, ball's out of the 11-yard line. Wells hands it off to the inside to Mason. Mason lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that. He might have even been slightly behind. The ball's actually on the 12, not the 11. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they spotted it right there. No gain.
Trips left, single right, one in the backfield. Wells from the shotgun. Stout offensive line as well.
Oh, he's wide open.
He's got his receiver. He hits him. Wasn't able to hit him in stride, but we're going to get some yards after the catch anyway. What a nice spin-off and a great reception for number 7, Cummings. Javian Cummings, the senior, also a safety on defense. What an excellent reception, and found himself wide open. And you know what? That was just a result of a great route.
Yeah,
he ran a great route.
If that ball had been in pace with them, that would have been a touchdown. But Cummings is Desert Hills Riker, right? He's been their deep threat and has been really successful.
Mason has it. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. However, it looked like we had a penalty flag in the back. We'll see.
Yeah,
comes from where we see holding most of the time, and it is.
Exactly what it was, yep.
Nathan Wayment made the tackle, but he's also got his shoulder pads coming out.
It's been a dog fight, except there's a bigger dog right now, and they're showing it.
You know, the Minico defense has played well, and now all of a sudden you move it back 10 yards. You got 20 yards to go, and this might be a chance for Minico. But, man, they had so many chances lately, right? They've been inside the red zone a couple of times and came away with nothing.
Do we know if the Waymans are brothers, cousins?
I don't know.
We'll find it out. Nice pursuit in the backfield. Wells gets away from it, goes downfield, overthrows his receiver. He did the right thing. He was getting out of the pocket. Don't give up a sack, anything of the sort. Get it out where if anybody can get it, it's only going to be your receiver, and live to play another down.
So 2nd and 10 now, 2:16 to go.
And it's actually 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20, sorry. Penalty. Right. 2nd and 20.
2:16 to go. You know, that light pull down there is just right in front.
It is.
It's actually the pole that's holding up the net, right in front of that third number.
It looks good to me.
Who did that?
I don't know. I'm a little bitter about it, though.
Maybe you should go tell them to move it.
Well, they could drop the net. It would be removing that pole from concrete. That would be hard. Incomplete pass out to the side. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 20. And now, if you're Desert Hills, you almost just try to put yourself in a little bit better punting position. Put it deep, although you're in good position.
Yeah, I think you're in great spot. Take a shot here, see what you can pick up. But if you can get 15 yards on 3rd and 20, maybe it makes your 4th down play a little different. Maybe you can go for it.
That's right, because that puts you back into Minico territory as well. Right now in their own half of the field with that penalty, holding penalty. 10-yard spot found. It came right at the line of scrimmage. Wells now scrambles out of the pursuit in the back. He's going to cross the 50, get down to the 45, still on his feet down inside the 40, and exactly what you talked about, picking up 15 yards, which is what he did. Actually picked up 16, closer to 17.
They're going to go. I would be shocked if they do not go for it here. They got what they needed to make it a 4th and manageable and brought themselves out of a definite punt into a maybe we could go for this thing.
Well, and I think in this scenario, you might just give it back. I mean, use it as a quarterback keeper, toss it out to Riker May, and let Riker May pick this up on almost a sweep for you. They are going to send trips right, which means you're going to be pulling those defenders. They run it as a screen play. Picked up the 1st down, and it is Riker May. He gets down inside the 15-yard line. Really impressed and really fun to watch. Is this Desert Hills Thunder team?
What a perfectly timed call. Right there.
I took the words out of my mouth. I mean, they bid on it hard. They went right after it, and
he was right there. Team that knows themselves very well.
Yeah, this being the 3rd game of the season, you would hope so. You know, they're trying to get into the role of it, getting into, they're 100% perfection, and they're getting there.
And they're going to go in. Did he reach across?
He did. Reached across. This is going to be a touchdown. Now in the 4th quarter.
I believe that was Titan.
Or in the 3rd quarter, pardon me.
Yep, number 2. You're right.
Yep, it was Titan. Titan Mason. That comes at the 52-second mark. And just like all the other times, this kicks up, this kicks good. Almost goes out to the bus, hits a white car, bounces off onto the grass.
hit the side view mirror.
Yeah, it did. I'll tell you what, you park out there, you better have some insurance.
It's like, have you ever been to a Chuckers game? And if you,
of course.
There's, their stadium is, I would never park in their parking lot. That's right. But
no,
when
you want to park a block away and walk over.
When they hit a foul ball, they always play that crashing noise.
Yeah, and it's an advertisement for like a windshield repair company, something like that. So 38-6, that's your score.
Hey, when it comes to real estate in the Mini-Cassia and Magic Valley areas, Kearney Real Estate Team at Keller Williams is the first and only choice. Specializing in farm and ranch, residential, and commercial, they are excited to soon be coming to the Rupert Square. The Kearney family has been part of Minico Athletics for 4 generations, and the Kearney Real Estate Team is proud to be the official real estate team of the Minico Spartans.
So how many years officially starts a new generation? Is it like 2 decades? Is it?
I think it's a parent going. So like if my kid goes to
Well, I mean, I understand what a straight line generation is. I'm just saying.
Right, but I'm just trying to do the math, right? So if I'm, let's say, average age of having a first kid is, let's just say 25. You go to high school at what, 15? So yeah, do the math there. So if the fourth generations are there now,
well, that's 4 generations. That's a long time. That's not just 4 decades.
At least
that's
60 years. I would say at least 60 years.
See, and I'd think 60 is 3 generations.
Yeah, so maybe it's more than that.
But again, I don't know exactly. I just know what a straight line generation is. You know, you take those straight line generational photos with, great grandma,
right.
mom.
So it would essentially be, if you're at Minico right now, your dad, grandpa, your great-grandpa, great-grandma went to Minico. So I guess I can think of that.
Boy, Desert Hills defense is fantastic. They're just starting to collapse that pocket more consistently now than ever before as we wind down inside 35 seconds of quarter number 3.
It truly does not look like they returned 3 players
That's
from
crazy.
last year. It looks like this team is full of seniors that have been running this defense since they were 4 years old.
That's right.
Learning how to play football.
Wide open receiver down the field, and he missed it. It's an interception.
Wow.
Catch a number on the back of that jersey.
Interception by
23.
The pass was intended to Garner. He was wide open. It was right in his hands. It just bounced off. Ended up in the hands of number 23, Cooper Clark, the junior safety.
That's one of those where it went from a phenomenal play to an absolute disaster if you're Minico.
Yeah.
And the opposite story for Desert Hills is all of a sudden they got the ball at the 20-yard line inside the red zone.
Yeah, you had a defensive breakdown that gave up a wide open player, and then you end up with the interception.
Yeah, you'll take it. There are worse things that happen.
It's like a basketball player pulling up for a 40-foot shot. It better go in. Or you're going to be, or as a coach, you're going to be ticked off. It's like, you take that shot, it better go in, or you're going to be coming to the bench. It's like, you better intercept that the way it was because your defense broke down. So since it bobbled off, you better intercept it. A little sneak for 1 yard. That from Wells. That's going to end quarter number 3. It's all Desert Hills 38-6. We'll be back on Idaho Sports after this.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the East Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 5 and District 6 activities in Idaho.
Just think about this. The Highland Ram cheerleaders won their 14th 5A title in the past 15 seasons. And then they went on to win the national competition in California.
Hosted by Sean Kane, the East Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing. Or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
We got 12 minutes up on the clock. That's all remaining in this ball game. We hit quarter number 4, 38-6. That is your score right now. Desert Hills just making a ball game out of their trip. Now up here from Desert Hills by car, because my dad lives in St. George, 7.5 hours from here. Well,
so
7.5 hours from my driveway in Sugar.
Do you go back tonight if you're Desert Hills?
Well, I'll tell you what, it makes that 7.5 hours a lot shorter. Seem a lot shorter after a win than it does after a loss because, I mean, if things were up here and it was switched, the drive up doesn't seem that bad because you're all excited anyway. You still got the game ahead of you. But if you lose, that's a long 7.5 hours. And in a bus, you're probably closer to 9 hours anyway.
That's true, yeah. This was a question posed on our Instagram page a few weeks ago. There's been a lot of talk about state tournaments and expanding them or playing them in different locations, stuff like that. And we'll keep going after this play.
Incomplete pass. It was almost caught, almost picked, almost caught again. Falls on the ground.
But a lot of folks, especially in eastern Idaho and north Idaho, when it comes to state basketball, all the other tournaments rotate. But state basketball, they like to play somewhere else. Now, there's a lot that goes into that, venue size, etc., all of that, you know. But outside of that, you know, they always say, well, we want to, you know, we want it at home. And my thought is, don't you want the road trip experience and to have that chance to go somewhere as that
That's right.
is
short. Well, short. Looks like he just didn't get a hold of it. We know he's got the leg to kick that. I just didn't get a hold of this one as it falls short. And for Minico, dodged another bullet. 11:19 on the clock. Go ahead.
We asked the question on it. We put it up for a vote, right? Would you rather sleep in your own bed or have a road trip to state? What do you think the results were?
Most people, I can tell you what it is down where I am. We talk about rotation all the time. Most of them say we like getting out and going up to Boise.
75% of people said, I want the road trip. You know, my joke is always, would you rather be Johnny from Sugar City that, you know, gets to go to state, wins his game, goes out with his teammates and has fun, or you know, Sam from Nampa who wins his game and has to go home and sweep the floor and clean the dishes. You know, you go home and do your chores.
Well,
I think we're going to get a false start here. I think it was on Soto, their tight end.
I'd rather be on the road with my friends.
Yeah, exactly. And my wife, if she had a choice, she would sleep at a hotel once a week. It doesn't matter if it's the hotel in Sugar City or Rexburg.
I tend to do that anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. No, I think you're right there. There's something exciting about getting out, you know. And the thing is, there was that old, you know, adage of, yeah, but all the Boise schools, they win everything. That's not true.
Yeah.
Southeast Idaho dominates the overall landscape in the state of Idaho, and they're the ones traveling up there all the time. Look where the majority of, you know, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A championships come from. Now, 5A, you can make the argument for Boise, but I don't think it's because they're local why they're doing it. They just have the most 5A schools right there in that area.
And, you know, football rotates, and it is awesome. Like, I think a couple years ago, that Sugar Weezer game at Holt was awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
The Rigby Highland game at Holt was awesome. The crowd was phenomenal.
Yeah, it followed right after. It was a jam-packed stadium pretty much for both.
Two of the greatest atmospheres you'll see anywhere, and they were great, and they were over in eastern Idaho.
Yeah. But for me, you know what, personally, I think that for basketball, I really like the way it's set up. And I think it's a great scenario. I'm the same with track.
And I think the atmosphere at the Idaho Center, and this is what Scott Burton was saying, it is tough to mimic that, where you get 11,000 people in there. This year, it was packed.
Well, you're right. And not only that, but it's got that rotunda that you can walk around up there. That's kind of a unique setting. Positive yards gained on this play. Once again, we're seeing Peace with a lot of carries that we didn't see until late in the first half when he scored that touchdown. But, yeah, I think the Idaho Center's been very good for basketball. I don't mind the rotation. I like the rotation in the other sports. But I think basketball has something unique going on there in the Valley.
And it's just that, you know, the venue. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, conventional wisdom says, yeah, they should rotate it all the time. And the biggest argument for that is not so other teams can play and sleep in their own beds at night. Really, it's so that other communities can gain the revenue that comes, you know, through people coming into town, going to your restaurants, going to hotels, all of those kind of things. That's really the better argument, is so that other cities are able to gain that revenue rather than just going to Boise. But we're going to get a pounding in the backfield. No.
Ooh.
And what a great pass.
Yeah, you could see him coming on the blind side there. Wayman, I don't know if he heard the footsteps or not, but we could clearly see them, and he still puts the pass on the money, just not caught.
Yeah, right in the hands of Chavez, who just couldn't pull that in, number 88. Wayman did everything he could do. Boy, talk about someone breathing down your neck. Back to the line of scrimmage, plus an extra yard. It's going to result in 3rd and 9.
And the thing is, you've got 11,000 people roughly that can get in there in the Idaho Center, and if you move it anywhere else, you're just not going to get as many people, and that's not the would you rather, as a student, play in front of that many or 5?
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, this goes downfield. We're going to get a pass interference. This is going to be an automatic first down for Minico, as really getting out nicely on that route. It's number 11, Stimson. Stimson ran a great route on that. The defense has been good, but Stimson, I'm really impressed with Stimson and what he brings to this program. He's a senior, 6'1", 180. And he's one of those guys you'd like to see be able to stick around for another year or two, but as senior, we'll move on after this. But I've been very impressed. He's a great route runner. He doesn't necessarily overtake anybody with his speed as much as he's a great route guy.
Well, Stimson has really been it for Minico. Like,
yeah.
It has been Stimson and nobody else. He's made the most highlighted plays. He's really made the difference. If they're not targeting him, it's a turnover. As here we are.
Oh boy, and that one just off the outstretched hands of Stimson, and he had beat his defender. Such a good route guy. We talk about route guys, and people talk so much about speed. Speed's important. I'm not saying that's not. But, Jerry Rice came into the NFL, and the knock on him was he's too slow. Well, he too slowed his way all the way to be the best receiver in the history of the NFL because he was a tremendous route guy. And it wasn't that he wasn't fast. He just wasn't the fastest, But he would beat people because of his routes, not necessarily because of the speed. This was a second down and sack now in the backfield. It's going to bring up probably a second and 15 or third and 15, third and 16.
Look like Dylan Rex in there, as well as Davis Olson for Desert Hills on the sack, and that was a big tackle now, 3rd and long.
That's defensive. We're going to get 5 of those yards back. That'll put them back to the original line of scrimmage where it's going to be 3rd and 10. Minico kind of running into the same thing that Marsh Valley ran into offensively. Just, in our first game, just 2 steps forward, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Right.
Where you'll see some good things and say, okay, they're getting it, and pretty soon, just not much to get. Picking up the first down is Wayman.
Lost his footing there at the 30.
He did, and we've seen that in both games today.
I mean, if you go on this field, it's a beautiful field, but it is really just a carpet. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It is so smooth and everything, and if you don't have a good, perfect grip, you're going to slip just like that.
It's got to be the right cleat.
Yep.
Staying on his feet, getting up and moving the pile just a little bit, his piece. As he, ever since late in that first half, he's been their most stable force at running back.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind the contact, and those are some big boys on the other side of the line. Pass to the corner. We're going to get another pass interference, and this is going to be easy. Yeah, the defender's looking, saying, what did I do? Well, you've got to acknowledge the ball. Ultimately, you're defending the ball, not the player.
And Stimson says he caught it, and I thought he did.
It looked to me like he didn't hang on to it, though.
No, he caught it, but then when he fell down, it
just came out. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
A good adjustment to get it, though.
Yeah. And again, that came because the defender didn't acknowledge the ball.
Still waiting on the call.
Yeah, we're going to see exactly where this is going to be. Maybe he did catch it. They might call this a reception.
Wow.
Because where the pass came from, your 15 yards is going to go from up here. Pass interference.
Decline.
So he did catch it.
It was a reception. It was almost like when you see a baseball player, catch somebody to tag it and then it falls out of their mitt. It doesn't count. It almost looked like it just came out a little early before he had fully secured it. But what a great catch by Stimson.
What a great win for Minico right now.
Yep.
For that.
and right now, if you're Minico, you're celebrating the little victories right now, and that's a little victory right now.
As they say in the NFL, the process of a catch, right? It's like it's like a college degree that you've got to have to understand what that means.
Seriously.
I majored in what is a catch.
No gain on the play. It brings up 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Guess there was a 1-yard gain on it. Good thought. by Wayman. Had an open receiver, but went over his head. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Going to get a timeout. This timeout's going to be taken by Minico. Don't forget, coming up right after this game, Skyline of Idaho Falls, your reigning 4A state champions in the state of Idaho, will face Layton out of Utah. Layton 6A out of Utah. Then your nightcap tonight, Highland, and then Utah's Skyline. They're 5A. Of course, there's been a lot of talk in the state of Idaho. It got voted down, but there was talk about creating a 6A division. But it wasn't for anything except for to kind of separate the 1As and make 2A out of the 1A D1.
Did you see that I saw Matt Harris, the AD at Ryrie, tweeted this or X'd this, whatever you call it, out. I guess there's going to be a special IHSAA meeting on September 5th about this specifically. I guess enough they quoted some bylaws at what can cause a special meeting based on feedback and if a certain amount of people do something. So anyways, they're going to send out another survey because I think they did a survey. I don't know if it was official or what it was, but it was 75% of people, of people polled, whether that was a superintendent, ADs, whatever, they voted in favor of it.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
what I heard.
To see it and then have 2 board members flip their vote, just a little confusing.
Well, the thing I like about it is it does separate the 1As. Everything basically stays the same, except for now your 1A D1s are 2A, as getting hit in the pocket on 3rd down was Waymont, and that's when you look at your right guard and you say, that never happens again. Didn't protect the blind side. Speaking of that, boy, that's been a mess all over the news, hasn't it? It's happening with Michael.
I know, that's ruined growing up, that was my favorite movie. All right? That ruined it. There it goes. There goes my childhood, right? Oh, man.
Boy, you are young. My favorite movie as a kid was the original Rocky. 1976.
And you were 10-year-old when that came out.
I was 6.
Oh, close enough.
That was a false start, but we'll take it anyway. A nice scrambling by Waymont. Waymont gets in at the 7:47 mark.
It almost looked like the defense was waiting for the call there. I was waiting for it, but Waymont takes it in. Touchdown, Minico. Wonder if they'll go for 2 here to try to recoup that. Not that it matters too much with 7:47 to go. No, looks like they'll kick it.
They still got some players trying to get on the field. One of them was a lineman. He realizes, I'm not going to make it. Because he was way down on the other part. It just reminded me of the old Chris Berman call. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. I can't get there in time.
The officials have thrown a flag on just a warning.
It's just going to be a sideline warning.
Oh, now he can come out.
The coaches for Desert Hills was almost to the numbers out there.
Ball's down. This one's blocked. Boy, they got in quickly on that. So our score, 12-38, as both extra points have been missed. One bounces off the upright after potentially getting blocked a little bit, too, and then this one just flat out blocked.
Seen a couple of missed kicks as Desert Hills hit the post on a field goal, and then Minico missed both of their extra points.
I think the only 100% we've seen is Raymond earlier today. And
they knocked them all through.
Keep logging into IdahoSports.com for game results throughout the state, whether we covered the game live or not. We're going to have results of things that go on throughout the state this week, officially week number 1. Week 0 last week. About a quarter of the teams were in play last week.
And the best thing about it is the Friday night flash, right? That's one, I would say the best thing outside of a live broadcast on a Friday night is the flash, where you can get live. Somebody's there manually putting scores in from across the state. You know, we've got the connections with the coaches, the schools, the communities, where we can get those scores quickly up. So you can always check there. You know, if you're sitting at a game tonight, if you're headed out somewhere, you can just pull up the flash. You don't need to go post on some random Facebook page to find the score of another team. Just check the flash. And as soon as we know the score, we'll put it there throughout the game as it goes.
Usually you're the one doing all of that, huh?
Sometimes I do it. I enjoy I honestly, like, there's been some times where I haven't done a game on Friday and done the flash, and I like it. I think it's fun. You know, you're watching every single game possible or tracking it to some degree and throwing scores up. It's kind of fun.
Valdez with the kicking duties to kick off here. Well, yeah, and not only that, but it's the 1As that keep you busy because it is not uncommon in an 8-man football game for scores to get up in the 60s, 70s, 80s even. I've seen them in the 14 years I've been here. I've seen them up in the 90s on a number of different occasions. Regular season.
Man, and Minico should have gotten that onside kick. And I think it was Stimson who dove, just missed it, but
just had a little bit too much sauce on it.
He was there. There was nobody in that area. You know, I was listening to the 8-man prepcast today as I was driving. By the way, there's a prepcast for every region of the state. You can listen to those. There's a Magic Valley one if you want to listen to that. But I was listening to the 8-man one, and they were talking exactly about that, especially up north in the White Pine League, up with, you know, Kamei, Lapway, Kendrick, teams like that, where the score will be 80 to 55. And then their basketball game will be 35 to 22.
Yeah. Unless Lapway's playing, and then it's 135 to 22. Man. Wells on the keeper, gets to the outside across the 50-yard line. Picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. They're going to place it at the 49 on the Minico side of the field, so we'll call it 6 yards. Yeah, Lapway been very dominant. So this is my question. If they do approve that 6th division, which again is everybody stays the same, it's just what they do is they would classify 1A Division 1 now as 2A. There's a couple teams here and there that are affected, but by and large everything stays the same. Would then 2A, which is now the 1A Division 1, would they go to 8-man football or would they stay go to 11 or stay at 8-man?
I think they'd stay at 8.
I think this is an interception. It is, and that's going to be Minico ball. Good pass by Wells in the hands of both the defender and the offensive player. However,
Moises Ambrose with the interception there.
Ambrose did a great job. Boy, he held on to that, and he was not going to be denied. He ripped it out of the hands of the offensive player.
And there's the difference between coming down with it, you know, with the receiver and just taking it away. And that time, he ripped it away and had it as he came down. Great defense.
38-12 is your score. 7:32 remaining on the clock. Ball's placed to the 40-yard line on the Minico side of the field. They got a single right, single left man in motion. Wayman comes out of the backfield. It's actually not Wayman anymore that ran quarterback that time. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more, but not much.
I'm trying to see who's back there now.
Yeah, Wayman on the sideline with his helmet off.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's an injury.
No.
And they're just getting some time in for some of the other guys. And I don't see a 22 on my roster who had the reception that time.
Oh, who's the guy that played for the Giants? Oh, it's number 7. Back.
Nice pass. Nice reception. Yeah, reception out to number 8, Valdez.
That's Omar Larios that's in at quarterback now, number 7.
So we went from left hand to right hand. I'm still waiting. You know, there's out there in baseball, in college, and in some of the pros, there are some ambidextrous pitchers who can throw right or left-handed. I'm waiting for the day when we can see an ambidextrous quarterback, that can roll either side and throw.
There's a kid out there now.
He's
in high school this year. Yeah, he went viral last year on social media because in high school play, if he was rolling right, he's throwing with his right hand. If he's rolling left, perfectly thrown with his left hand. And I think he's a top prospect, so it's really interesting.
So my grandmother was an ambidextrous. She, not athletically, but she wrote with a pen and pencil, left-handed. Wrote on a chalkboard, right-handed. Certain things she did left, certain things she did right. This punt was partially blocked. However, it's going to take a nice Minico bounce. It's going to go down inside the 20-yard line, be down to the 19, where Desert Hills will take over 1st and 10.
Just how we planned it.
2 more games on the docket from Madison High School tonight. And then, of course, got the other Rocky Mountain Rumble game that'll be coming from Rigby. Logan Green headed down to that game as 2 reigning state champions, 5A from Utah, 5A from Idaho, playing each other. It's going to be a good ball game. Then tomorrow, got 3 on the docket here, all starting out with Templeton, California, and Sugar Salem, Idaho.
Yeah,
2 yards on the play.
I've been going here or coming to the Rumble for 3 years now, and this is the first time that other states have come to. Usually it's just Utah versus Idaho. They're trying to create a rivalry here. But when I heard that there was a couple teams from other states, California, Canada, well, I guess those are really the other 2 countries.
Well, and this is the second time that Raymond has been in the Rumble. When it was held down in the Dome, it was still primarily Utah and Idaho schools. However, we'd get some schools out of Reno, Nevada, places like that. But it was good. Now losing some yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Sugar plays tomorrow. You know, us both homer to Sugar. That's our home team. And we've been privileged to see some great Sugar teams in the past couple of years.
We have. 5 years in a row they've played for the state championship. 4 of those years they've won it. The one year that they didn't, that was a game that went into double overtime.
And lost by, half a yard? Less than half a yard?
About 2 inches.
Yeah, it was.
That was Tran on the catch, tight end, gets out to the sideline. So tomorrow's lineup starting at 1 o'clock, Templeton and Sugar, Templeton California School. They would be 4A student body-wise in the state of Idaho. Then at 4 o'clock, Woods Cross, Utah, that's North Salt Lake. They'll face Lewiston coming down from northern Idaho. And then the nightcap and capping off the Rocky Mountain Rumble will be the hometown Madison Bobcats. They're going to face Wasatch, the Bees coming down from Heber City. Great run up the middle right side. Gets out to the 50-yard line and a 1st down with 4:44 remaining for Desert Hills. Desert Hills High School, if you've never seen that where it is in St. George, I'm down in St. George all the time because my dad lives there. And where it is set, it's just a beautiful setting where their field is. It's super nice. It's quite a good-sized high school, nice buildings. The athletic, like the basketball stadium, is a whole separate building from the school itself. It's really nice. From the shotgun.
You know, this is such a, and we talked about it earlier, I'm from South Carolina. Logan as well is from the Carolinas. And this scene right here is we got high school football going on in a beautiful stadium. You look past it, you got bales of hay being made in the field.
That's right.
You look past that, you got your mountains and your temple. And
well, not too far from well, they've already started harvest on some of the crops, but then we'll be into the potato harvest here soon. It's the junior, Garrett Grondel, that's come in at quarterback now. They told me before the game they're going to run a 2-quarterback system, but Wells was doing so well today, there's really no reason to take him out.
Yeah.
You know, particularly you're coming off 2 losses, you get out, you jump out early in this ball game, and there was really no need to make a change at that time. Keep doing what's working for you. Positive yards on the play, gets out to the 35-yard line on the Minico side of the field. Minico's had a couple really good seasons in a row. And started off with a victory this year, just unable to put things together today. His first-year head coach, Sherm Blaser. Not his first year as a head coach, first year as a head coach at Minico. Last week they beat Thunder Ridge 28-14. Their next game is going to be home against Mountain Crest. That's another Utah school out of Cache Valley down in Hiram. Great Basin Conference. Of course, this Minico team here. Burley, Canyon Ridge, Jerome, Mountain Home, Twin Falls. Wood River's in that conference too, but Wood River petitions down and plays 3A for football, 4A for their other sports. Last year they were 10-2. Their only regular season loss for Minico last year came at Ridgeline in Logan, 20-21, and they didn't lose again until the semis. Bishop Kelly.
Yeah.
Bishop Kelly lost to Skyline in the state championship. To the outside they go, and it's Grondel. Garrett Grondel gets to the outside, picks up some yards, looks to be near the first down marker, just a little bit short, maybe a yard short. Year before that, the 21-22 season, they went 9-1. They went undefeated the entire season until finally losing to Valley View in the playoffs, early on in the playoffs. Kind of a shocker at the time. They were the heavy favorite on that, and we're going to take a victory formation, and nope, they're just going to get it across. Rugby scrum. Pick up the first down with $1:43 on the clock. It'll stop long enough to set the chains.
No, they're not even stopping the clock for that.
No. They're just going to keep it going.
Yeah, we're at about a minute 24 seconds left. So I think we'll see that victory formation here.
You know, for as good
Never
historically as Minico has been in athletics, they are yet to have won a state championship football game.
Looks like they're just trying to get over the hump, right?
Yeah,
they're there. They're got great teams, but
up the gut again they go. It's good enough for about a 9-yard gain on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Now under a minute on the clock. Shout out again to the Times News and Kearney Real Estate. Kearney Real Estate team does a great job. Yeah, we're going to get the nil down now, so our final score is going to be 38-12.
yep, and there it is. That's
Desert
final.
Hill's going to pull off that victory, 38-12. We wind down inside 15, this beautiful facility here at Madison High School in Rexburg, Idaho. We're going to take a break here on IdahoSports.com. We're going to get some of our post-game thoughts in, pay a few bills. We'll be back after this.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Well, this game has come to an end, and it is Desert Hills just way too much for Minico today. Minico's going to be a good team. They've just got some adjustments that they have to make, but I think they're going to be good by the time they really get settled into the season. Came into this game 1-0. Desert Hills came in 0-2, but those were two 6A opponents. One Bingham, who's a premier powerhouse down in Utah, and then to Lehigh, your reigning 5A state champions, now a 6A team in the state of Utah. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group and Ermac Pediatrics. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valley-wide Cooperative. Next step is Idaho, your local Toyota dealer, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Also, special thanks to Shane Proctor here in Madison High School for all their hospitality. So the last thing to do is present the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, brought to you by the Idaho Transportation Department and their shift initiative. And today, it is Titan Mason.
Yeah, Titan Mason came in with over 130 yards a game for the first couple of games, and he did that against those 6A powerhouses that they played early on. But today, didn't have probably over 100 yards, but he did have 3 touchdowns. He's doing really well, working really well. And I'm really excited to see what he does for the rest of the season. But, yeah, Titan, man, just an incredible game for him and an incredible game for this Desert Hills team.
So congratulations again to Titan Mason, the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department's Shift Initiative. Thanks again for joining us as the Desert Hills Thunder defeat the Minico Spartans by a score of 38-12. For my broadcast partners, Logan Green and Josh McGauley, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Lance Taylor saying so long.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com